What's up, everyone? This is the BumCast presented by Circa Sports Illinois. Hey, Bum fans, step up to the plate with the biggest, baddest sports book in the game, Circa Sports. Sports betting the way Chicago deserves it. No bet fees in Illinois. Circa Sports hooks you up with player-friendly pricing, better in-game options, top-tier customer service, and more. From money lines to strikeout props, first inning the full game. Take your cut with the Circa Sports app. Bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. I am your host, HBIC, the head bum in charge, along with Baloney, Southside bum, Joey P. Dougie he's a late scratch. He was a late scratch for the pod tonight. Johnny, super sub, coming off the bench.
Scalabrini in the house.
Scalabrini style, man.
We at least Tony Kukoc.
Tony Kukoc style.
Tony Kukoc.
Oh, I'm a six-man. Gotcha.
Yeah, and we always joke you're more European than Mexican.
You should see Johnny do the Euro step.
What?
I don't know what that meant. Honestly, I don't know.
Wow, starting off great right now.
We're starting off hot.
Monday,
we're angry.
It
is Happy Monday, but
yes.
We're angry.
Yeah.
You know, we are a couple weeks away, guys. We are 5 weeks away from Bears Victory Monday.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
5. Can I be honest with you guys? We're in the trust tree right now. We are in the trust tree.
Let's go.
Are we?
I've always considered myself a Bears fan, and then right underneath that, the White Sox fan. White Sox are so good right now. They're cucking my love for the Bears because I'm going to be honest. We're going to talk Bears in the second half of the show after we talk what. I don't give a shit right now about training camp. I really don't. I've been watching too much baseball and I kind of like it.
What's the mind how the turntables have turned?
Well, yeah. Well, how the turntables.
Yeah. I mean, it's different, right, guys? I mean, like, we're so used to being like shit for the past few years. You know, we haven't felt anything good since 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
That it's fine, you know, like all teams are on the up and up now, man. Like, it's a good time to be a Chicago sports fan. Bears are legit. Sox are back. Cubs are making moves. Blackhawks, Caners back. Bulls
Sometimes very, very good. Sometimes very, very shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had me.
It's a good. Sometimes it is the shit.
See, this guy's doing the Italian bit again. You had me. I was right there.
I'm sorry,
with you, Jason,
I didn't even think
stuff.
about that.
You're not pumped for Kaner being back?
I am very excited for Kaner being back, but you can't tell me that the Blackhawks are at the level of the, White Sox, Bears, even Cubs, and even Fire at this point.
Okay,
they are a step below.
But you didn't think the Sox were going to be. You didn't think the Sox were going to be this good.
Nobody did.
Yeah, exactly. So the Hawks might do the same thing. We got Spencer Knight, baby.
The Hawks are on the precipice, Peter.
You know what? Last year, we were talking none of this at all.
Yeah.
We were talking none of this at all. And it's crazy now that we're all excited. Even, like I said, Peter, you're not excited about the Blackhawks. I am. I'm glad that Kane's back. It's going to, I'm going to want to watch more Blackhawks games now because he's back and see the dynamic with Bedard and all that and how he's going to help, that young team. But you mentioned as well, too, Chicago Fire. Fire's doing actually pretty good as well, too. So everybody's doing well right now.
We're all on the up and up.
Except maybe the Bulls.
That new kid sounds good. From what I read. Joey, you could talk about that later.
Caleb Williams? No.
Caleb Wilson.
Wilson. I know. I know it's not
year.
Caleb Williams. Future rookie of the year.
We got to get Caleb Bonham up here, too. So it just really confuses everybody. All of the Calebs.
All the Calebs.
Yeah. So, Johnny, you were at the game yesterday. Did you get a little wet?
Ooh. No.
Wet?
I avoided the wetness. No, we went yesterday. Obviously everybody was wishing her a happy birthday. I know she's on right now. So again, I went and wish her a happy birthday again. It was a good time. She wanted to go to the Sox game. So we went to the Sox game and we're kind of looking at the weather as well too. And of course, rain came in around I think it was after the first inning or second inning. So, but we stayed. We waited. Obviously, we waited because we weren't going too far. 2-hour rain delay. There's a 2-hour rain delay, and we were just kind of roaming around. Missy was kind of just documenting.
Jerry's all.
Yeah, but it was in the afternoon, so and we kept on looking at the weather, and it was getting a little bit better as every 30 minutes. So, but I'm glad we stayed because we won.
Yeah,
It was a good game too.
worth it.
Yeah.
Worth getting
Suck.
jerried for a little bit. And obviously, it's not as bad getting jerried when you're celebrating a birthday, right? So you're going to be buying drinks regardless where you're at.
Yeah.
So at least that in that regard, it wasn't too bad. So yeah, happy birthday, Missy.
Well, wait, hold on. So one thing though is that because there was a rain delay, they shut down the beer a little bit earlier than the 7th inning after they stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a little bit, before the 7th inning. It was still not that bad. I mean, people got their drinks in and all that, so it wasn't.
I was gonna be like, Jerry's probably looking at the clock like these concession guys got to be out of here by 5.
No overtime.
Yeah, no overtime for those guys.
No overtime.
And Sunday, you got a double pay? No dice.
Yeah.
No dice.
Nope.
Cutting the beer off early, guys. You gotta get these guys no more time and a half.
Yeah. But it was fun.
Yeah, Peter, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Although I said before in the pre-show, banter, that I had a question for the group. And this ties into us going to the White Sox game. Me and Dougie, a couple, 2-3 weeks ago, it was during our last Whiskey at Comiskey tailgate, we reviewed the Munetaka Murakami Mune shots, the sushi.
Yes, the sushi.
We were able to have one of each, and Dougie graciously shared with the group. And ever since that day, me and Julie have been on a little bit of a sushi kick. And we like sushi, but it's not in our regular rotation. Not like I know Jason and I know Dougie and Johnny, you guys had a little bit of sushi yesterday. So this is going to be a question to the group. What is a normal standard order for you and the missus or you and Missy? How many rolls are you putting down? And I'm worried I might be overindulging with the rolls when I order the sushi.
So you have to kind of balance it, right? Because you got your little guys, and then you got your big boys.
We haven't gotten to the exotic part. You
haven't gotten to
we're ordering
Just
standard California
rolls.
rolls.
Okay.
We're doing spicy tuna rolls, just a standard.
Okay. So what I usually house 3 full rolls, and it usually kind of. But it also kind of depends on also what the count is, right? Because there's some type every sushi place is different. Some specialty rolls you get 6, some you get 8, some you get 10. But what I usually do is I'll get one small 8-piece classic, I'll do a Philly or spicy salmon, and then I'll get 2 of the bigger signature makis. So and I'll mix it up, and they'll have either tempura, the shrimp, or just the deep fried rolls, which are awesome if you want to if you really want to balance out the healthiness with some cholesterol. Just get the deep fried rolls. Yeah, Joey knows.
Not me.
But yeah, I'm housing about maybe 24 sushis.
Okay, so that's good. That
Whoa.
makes me feel better. Johnny, Joey.
Well, I mean, obviously Missy put it out there yesterday. She wanted sushi for her birthday. And I thought that it wasn't going to be to me, I was like, man, I'm kind of hungry after the game. So I'm just I don't know if it's going to be enough, but that's what she wanted. So I think we got a good amount. I think in total, because we shared it, I think it was around 20. If I
Pieces?
Yes, 20.
It better not be $20 sushi, or you're gonna have fucking mercury poisoning.
No, it wasn't $20.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
There's no way that thing was $20, but
Speedway sushi.
it was good. That shrimp tempura was really fucking good.
Yeah,
Really
shrimp
good.
tempura is good.
Yeah, the Chicago roll. Missy was saying about the deep fried roll. That's the Chicago roll is the deep fried.
Oh, that was good too. Yeah.
Chicago roll? What's in that?
Chicago.
I never
So
heard of
Chicago roll is
Yeah, me neither.
it's deep fried. Usually
Hot dogs?
it's no. Let me get the exact fish because I'm.
All right, Joey, how many sushis are you putting down? Are you in the Missy sushi? I don't want to judge a book by its cover, but I don't think I've ever. Maybe you and Sandy go sushi night. Not so much.
Sandy and I typically aren't like, it's not one of our first pulls when it comes to going out to eat for sushi, but it's just we did not plan this topic, right? Because you just sprung this question on us. Her and I actually at Saturday's game, when we got into the stadium early, had the Munataka Murakami sushi shots for our first time. We had never had them, and we got one of each, slammed them both down. Shout out Brian Malone. He was able to take some photos that I told him were too risque, and I would be
not for the public. Not for the public.
I was like, yeah, it's only for his viewing pleasure. I told him.
All right, I'm gonna DM him after the fact because I need to see those pictures.
Yeah, they were putting Joey P in compromising
Remaining
positions.
picks.
I'll just say that, but they were worth it. I enjoyed them. I preferred and so did Sandy, the shrimp tempura
Tempura.
a little bit more than the traditional California roll, but they were both very good. And yeah, I mean, it's her and I. Maybe we all have to plan a group outing or something. I've not been to a sushi joint, sushi bar, anything like that.
Uh,
I leave it
So-
to the experts.
There's 100 of them on Halstead.
Yeah.
yeah. It's usually
Okay.
shrimp, Peter.
It's a
I'm
lot.
looking at it right now with unagi. This was the eel sauce, spicy mayo. Some places do cook seafood. Some do like steak. Every place does it differently, but usually the Chicago roll's deep fried.
And now this is gonna go, erase the healthy aspect of it, but the place by us does like an awesome wasabi mayo. So I've been doing that on the California rolls. But yeah, I'm on a sushi kick. Look at us.
Look at
Who would
you.
have thought?
I would eat sushi
Culture.
every day if it wasn't so
Culture
expensive.
bumps.
Dude, so yeah, like I don't think nowadays everything's expensive. I don't think it's that much different than like anything else me and Julie are ordering out or like going to eat. So like I didn't find it to be like break the bank expensive where it's like, oh, we can't do this
It
more
can
than
be,
once
though.
a week. But yeah, I feel like once we start getting a little bit more adventurous and stuff, maybe that's gonna, up the price. But we've been doing very basic stuff. But yeah. That was
You
my
know
question.
what? I actually like. I don't know if you guys ever try it, but Mariano's has like a sushi area.
Mm-hmm.
I usually try
Oh
those
yeah, all
sushi. It's
the
actually pretty
grocery
good.
stores have like their own sushi people now, like
Yeah.
Pete's, Tony's, Jules, Mario. Everyone's got their.
I don't have a Mariano's close to me, and this is something I've complained about to somebody that listens to this podcast. I don't want to dox whoever knows, but he knows what I'm talking about. I need a Mariano's closer to me.
What about a Dominic's?
R.I.P..
R.I.P. R.I.P. Dominic's
Tucson?
and Butera's. Remember those things?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
no, they're just recently closing, right?
Really? I haven't seen a Butera since like '89.
No, they are. Yeah, Johnny, you're right. They're closing.
Yeah, there were some that were still open.
I think the Shop and Save are closing in our area too.
Yeah, I think they're more further up north.
Big supermarkets taking over.
Amazon.
Real quick super chat from our boy Gordo. Welcome back, Johnny. Cheers, bum. Screw Joey P.
Hell yeah, Gordo.
Thanks, Gordo.
Joey,
Love you, Joey.
by the
Miss
way,
you, buddy.
before I was mentioning it, Joey got that nice Kiss hat. Digging that Kiss
Yeah.
He
hat he has
stole
on.
it.
He's got-
Stole
look
it
at-
from your
he's got the
closet.
I
Kiss
stole it
hat.
from your
Yeah,
spouse,
he's
He's
Johnny.
got the sexy shirt on from our. with
Yeah,
our boy.
Joey P's always
Yeah,
looking good.
yeah, where'd you get that shirt at?
He's
Yeah,
always looking fly.
ShySportsBums.BigCartel.com. Sammy
There
the
you
Ant.
go. There you
Get
go.
yours. We love that everyone is rocking. Joey, you said you saw him in the wild, the other day at the game, and you.
Got stopped a couple times walking the concourse with those sushis in our hands, and I was trying to eat at the same time as try to share the link with ShySportsBums.BigCartel.com.
That's right.
Boy.
So,
Jason.
yeah.
I know we're bearing the lead. We gotta kind of get to your banter because this is something that I've been thinking about all day. And it's almost like we tailored this whole podcast after a tweet you sent with Candice. And I'm like, man, we haven't had a good Jason rant in a while. So let's get to at least the tease portion.
I want to tease it because I was gonna flash it on the screen real quick here. I'm a corporate guy. I work from home, and
Ooh, that was a quick flash.
I know that's called the tickle the undercarriage.
Okay.
And because I work remote, it's all meetings. I don't have to go into the office. And there's a lot I get frustrated because I don't feel like there's a lot of people who realize what meeting meeting rules and meeting etiquette in corporate world. So I fired off a list of Candice, and I'm gonna rant at him when we do our nonsense segment today, because I got a lot of stuff I gotta tell you use peoples about how you schedule meetings and what your meeting etiquette is, because there's some people who just don't know the rules.
I'm excited about this. I'm very excited about this. Let's get to this super chat from Pedro.
Yes, Pedro, more drinking for the thinking. Cheers, appreciate you. Thank you, Pedro.
brother.
All right. Yeah, so let's we'll get to that in the second half of the show. But as of right now, I think we have to get into some nice White Sox talk, guys.
Some nice White Sox talk.
Some very nice White Sox talk. As always, our White Sox talk is fueled by TasteRealChicago.com and the good people over at JP Graziano's in the West Loop. Visit them today at TasteRealChicago.com. Get yourself all your seasonings, your giardiniera, your muffalettas, your beef kits. Like we said, folks, fall's around the corner, and that means it's crockpot beef season. So you need them beef kits. Got to keep everyone fed who's coming over for a Bears game, doing a watch party with your boys. Feed them the beef. Visit TasteRealChicago.com today. Now, I think we got to do maybe one more end of summer sale for going into fall.
Oh no, that's for sure. We'll send out a quick DM to Jim. Jim's good about that stuff. There's definitely going to be some beef kits being sold before football season starts. That's a must.
Yep. If you ain't doing a beef kit for a Bears game, what are you're doing it wrong then? Are you even bearing right? Are you even bearing down correctly?
Yeah.
All right. Before we get into the nuts and bolts of White Sox games, we got some happy news, some joyous news. Celebration on the Southside on Saturday, with Ozzie Guillen, the number 13, now in, I don't want to say the rafters,
It's not the.
You
know what's funny? It's not the rafters. It's not like it's just like.
What do you call it? I don't. What do you call
the
it?
middle section,
the facade. He's in the facade now.
Yeah, he's on the siding, if you will.
The ring of retired numbers.
That's a good question.
His name's in the
what
lights.
What do you call it? Yeah, it's retired. The sides.
Yeah.
Is what...
But well deserved. I think it was probably a long time coming for a lot of Sox fans and just older players who've been saying that Ozzie's numbers should be retired. He was even politicking for a while for himself that his numbers should be retired, but finally happened. And obviously there's a bunch of older, his players from the 80s, 90s, and then the 2005 people. Peter, you were intense. Joey, you were there. I watched it on TV, and Peter, I saw you over the weekend, and the first thing I asked you was, did they play the music in the stadium? You were like, what music? And it was like they played funeral music throughout the entire ceremony. It was very weird to have the broadcast and sound like just this sad, depressing, it sounded like, he's gone kind of stuff. But yeah, good thing you guys didn't have that pumping through the stadium.
Yeah, I didn't really notice it. I know you mentioned it, and our buddy Dalton said the same thing, that while they were watching, like they noticed like that like somber music in the background of everything. Maybe they did play it, but I didn't notice it in the stadium. Joey, did you notice like a?
No, I didn't notice it at
like
all.
a background music. Yeah, I didn't notice that.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, no, but it's finally good to see him. I think the speech was very good. He obviously he had his yucks. He had to do his Ozzie, his cuts and everything. I think the one line that made me pop was when he looked at his wife and says, "You didn't raise the best kids, but you raised pretty good ones." Like, what a line. But yeah, your thoughts, guys, on the retirement for Ozzie.
Yeah, I thought it was about as good as it could have gone. And like you mentioned, long time overdue. We all agree that this probably should have happened a long time before, but they finally got it right and they finally did it. I know you had mentioned he was politicking about it a couple years ago. I remember we've quoted his saying that, like, if his number isn't retired before he dies, he didn't want any of his family to show up to the ceremony. He was like basically like threatening the White Sox at some point. But that's just Ozzie, right? Yeah, I loved it. I missed the beginning part of it because we were helping out Josh Nelson with the tailgate and stuff like that. So I didn't see like a lot of the other people talking, but I saw all of Ozzie's speech. So from what I had the tweet out there, no surprise. I had my sunglasses on. I was tearing up a little bit, especially when he starts talking about family and different things like that. You know, talking about the grandkids and everything. I had a couple people ask me, and Chirizi asked me like, "Hey man, you tearing up?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is like it's an Oasis concert for me." But no, it was great. So congrats to Ozzie and obviously kudos to the White Sox. They nailed this one.
Yeah, I like the banter from or the kind of like back and forth with like AJ and Ozzy. I thought that was, I think when AJ was up there, I thought that was the funniest. I had to see it on replay as well too because I was at a charity event. Missy's family had a charity event, so I didn't see it live, but I did see the replay, and I thought that was real cool. And then also like Paul Konerko as well too. It's always good to see a lot of the old guy, like the older, the crew, basically the team. I don't want to say older, but I want to say the team, and then everybody else that would show that played with Ozzy as well too, and just saying all these nice things. I think the clips of everybody just saying their things about Ozzy was also great as well too. His sons and obviously his wife. I think the funniest part was the kids, the grandkids as well too, when they were saying, "What would you say like to Ozzy if you saw him?" And it was something real, a kid would say. So all of that was great, and I mean, obviously Ozzy is such a big part of the White Sox organization. Obviously, he's a big part of White Sox history as well too, being the first manager in 88 years to win a World Series. So I mean, he definitely deserved his flowers, and I'm just so happy that they were able to. One, the fans showed up. I mean, obviously it was a sellout, and obviously you guys were there as well too. So I mean, everything was well deserved for that day for him.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you just said, Johnny. And also on top of that, mentioning that it was a sellout, the stadium, and Peter, you can agree, the stadium was pretty dead silent, quiet. Like everybody was all ears when Ozzy was speaking. You still heard some commotion and whatnot when AJ and Paulie went ahead and gave their speeches. But when Ozzy was up there, that was it. All eyes and ears were on him. He was obviously center of attention, as he deserved. He knocked it out of the park, so to speak. He got a lot of grown folks choked up, especially towards the end when he got to talking about his family, like you alluded to, Peter, put you in the Oasis concert mode. And you could see a lot of lumps in the throat. I know a lot of people were saying that, right? Yeah, especially talking about his grandchildren. And it's obviously a long time coming. Ozzie Guillen is such a beloved icon in the city of Chicago for all his contributions. So I'm just so happy. I'm all about celebrating folks when they're still here, regardless of what stage in life or career field that they're in, because obviously it means a whole lot more that they get to speak on it. So I'm very happy that Ozzie got that. And I remember when it was announced on television, when they broke the news to him that this was going to happen, it was going to mean so much to him, for his grandchildren and future generation, Guillen, that they'll be able to look up at the stadium and see their family name and all that Papa did for them. So yeah, gonna get me emotional right now.
I'll tell you how like big Ozzy was in the city too. I told you guys I couldn't make the game because my wife, the in-laws, their family, they had a reunion on Saturday, so I was up north, and the party was wrapping up right when Ozzy's ceremony was starting, when he was about to do the speech, and everyone's starting to come out. They're all Cubs fans, and they were all glued around the TV watching it. So that's how you know like Ozzy is big in the city, when you have a whole bunch of Cubs fans watching his speech and his retirement ceremony. So he transcends all of Chicago, whether you're a Cubs fan, a Sox fan. He's iconic in the city, whether, you hated him as the manager, and being a Cubs fan, or, but you still respected him. So.
Yeah, and that's something that I'll echo your sentiment, Jason. I was listening to The Stretch earlier today, and Eddie and Chief, both Cubs fans, said the exact same thing. Is like, how can you not like Ozzy? Even as Cubs fans, you, one, respect them, but two, enjoy him because he's entertaining, he's personable, he's thoughtful. He always gives people the time of day. I tell the story because I tweeted it out the day of the ceremony. Like, Johnny, we met him in a hotel lobby. Like, it was a quick interaction, but he didn't have to stop. But he stops for everybody, and that's where like you hear the stories at the Jewels in Lamont, at like the gym, anywhere he's at, he'll make the time and he'll be, that guy to everyone. So like he's beloved in the city, like not just by White Sox fans, but the entire city of Chicago.
That was the second time I actually met Ozzie. Because the first time I ever met him was actually at the ballpark pub where he was doing like a pregame show there with Chuck Garfien, and then after the show,
Oh
he was
yeah.
taking pictures with everybody. He was just very friendly. So I mean, just and Jason, you mentioned as well too, like I mean, how can you not love him? How can you not like, it's the same thing. Like, hey, if like Lou Piniella was like, the manager for the Cubs for a long time, I would want to see like, in reverse, I would want to see that because Lou Piniella was just a guy that you liked or sometimes you could relate
Okay.
to as well too. I'm just saying. I know
No,
Lou Piniella
that's a
was
good
there for a
that's a
while,
good
but
question. And that's just gonna tease because next week is the Crosstown series, and we're gonna say a lot of bad things about Praz and the Dram Daddy and all those dumbasses.
I was saying that.
But I will give him a little bit of credit. Was Lou Piniella your guy? Because I kind of like Dusty Baker as a manager when he was with obviously with the Giants, but like even in Chicago. I didn't mind Dusty. I like Dusty.
I love Dusty Baker for the pure fact that he burned out Pryor and Wood's arms.
Well,
I didn't have to hear Cubs fans, ranting how good Pryor and Woods are. Yeah, they're not good anymore because their arms are noodles.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking X's and O's. I just thought like he gave a good interview. He was personable. Like I at least obviously I'm on the outside looking in. There's a lot of Cubs fans that probably hate him for a multitude of reasons, but I always liked Dusty as a manager.
Do you know who I liked because they, it was Popeye. It was Don Zimmer. Back
in the 90s,
in the
Back
90s,
until
the Mark Grace days.
the
Pedro.
Mark Grace, Ryan Sandberg, Andre Dawson.
back until Pedro tossed him to the curb.
So I want to ask you guys a question too. Last thing about the ceremony here before we get into the nuts and bolts of Sox talk here. Did you guys find it weird that there was no Hawk, no Robin, no Frank, not even like not really any mention of them either?
I'm not surprised about Frank.
Frank doesn't. I mean, I think that he's still suing the team. Like,
he's out.
There's no chance Frank was going to be there.
Well, Robin, I think even
Robin maybe, and you mentioned it to me when we saw each other yesterday, Jason, about like no mention of Hawk or like we might be seeing the ghost of Hawk Harrelson. Like, obviously he's obviously
he's part of the montage.
Yeah, he was, but like, I'm not surprised someone of his age wasn't gonna make that. It was so hot that day. Like,
no, I
we might have lost.
Really, like even like mention, like I thought maybe at least like a video message or something, or maybe they played one during.
No,
they did. They did. He was part of the player montage when during the actual ceremony started. Yeah.
Getting back to Frank, I don't think Ozzie and Frank had a good relationship at all either. So I think that even if it was the Sox, if he didn't have issues with the Sox right now, I just think that him and Ozzie just never seen eye to eye.
Well, I did see that Frank did make either a post on his Instagram or on X, Twitter, on the Bird app, throwing Ozzie his flowers. It was a nice link.
I'm surprised he even did that.
We'll have to go back and research that. Fact check it.
Yeah, obviously Hawk, like it's different circumstances. He's just so old, like.
Right.
I said that I put the tweet out there that I thought it would have been such like hysterical for the Sox to use the photo of Ozzie holding up the trophy and just having it covering Frank's head.
Oh, on the mural, on that
mural. On the mural. That would be such a petty move to do for the Sox. It's just here's the trophy covering Frank's head.
Here comes another lawsuit.
All right, but yeah, congrats to Ozzie. Well deserved. Love the guy, and he's definitely gonna be immortalized now going forward. So, all right, let's get to the X's and O's, so to speak, of Sox talk. I think, obviously we took 2 or 3 from the Guardians over the weekend, but the bigger news leading up to that was after Friday, after Friday's debacle, Noah Schultz was sent down along with David Sandlin and Hulk Hagan finally get called up. Hagan Smith and Tanner McDougal, two of the top pitching prospects that we've been like, if you watch the farm report, you noticed that I was very big on about Tanner McDougal before he had the injury with the forearm. Hagan Smith, he had his issues too, but they're both here now. And Hagan, he pitched yesterday, made his MLB debut after the rain delay because of Davis Martin not being able to come back out after the 2 hour plus rain delay. So he pitched a couple innings. But like we said before, his control is still going to be an issue. He walked the second. He struck out the first batter, walked the second. 25 of his 49 pitches were for strikes. So obviously control is still going to be an issue, but he did strike out 3 people and didn't give up a hit. So there's glimpses there. If he can handle his walks, Hagan Smith is going to be a fucking dude, and it's going to be a dude that we need now in the bullpen. I can't wait to see when Tanner makes his debut. I'm going to imagine it's going to be tomorrow. After calling him up, I would assume so. But yeah, no one needs to figure it out, and hopefully he does in Charlotte. But Hagan, welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, and it's something just seeing him on Sunday. Like, yeah, the 4 walks probably an issue, and that's going to bite you in the ass in the long run if you don't clean that up. And we saw that with Noah Schultz, right? Like, at times, Noah Schultz just couldn't find a strike zone. The difference between the two is that Hagan Smith has stuff to strike people out, like, easier than what Noah Schultz does. Like, the fact that, like, whenever Noah Schultz pitched, at least to my eye, like he was dinking and dunking, if you will, almost to borrow a football term, because he wasn't aggressive in the strike zone. Where Hagan Smith is a little bit more, even though he was walking those people, he's got the stuff to strike them out. So he could get out of a jam that maybe Noah Schultz can. But yeah, in the long run, hopefully, you don't see the 4 walks, in 2 innings, because that will bite you in the ass. But yeah, it just like we were hoping that this was going to happen, and I think it came at the exact time, right? I said it last week, and maybe it wasn't that I was wrong, I was just early. But to me, I thought that moving Schultz to the bullpen or to AAA probably would have been better than moving Fetty to the bullpen. I said, like, you should probably move, and then everyone corrected me because I missed it. But, like, yeah, Fetty was the one that moved to the bullpen. But now looking back at, like, probably should have been Schultz. But, yeah, that's neither here nor there now. You got 2 guys up, and the pitching staff and bullpen is rounding into form. And that's what you're going to need when we're in meaningful games in August and September, where, like, we talked about it earlier, but, like, who thought we were going to be there, right? No, like, I didn't see anybody's projections, and I'm talking about all the White Sox Twitter or all the podcasts or anything like that, saying we're going to be 3.5 games up in a division race in the middle of August. So it's borrowed money, but now the games get serious, right? Now it's like, holy shit, like, things get hairy. And I want to see if the White Sox could take that next step, because they haven't blinked. They haven't blinked this entire season, whether it's batting, pitching, bullpen. They've gone through slumps, ups and downs. But when push comes to shove, when you need a big game, when you have to break a streak, like their longest losing streak this season was 4 games, right? Like,
Yes, 4.
when you have to get that next win, they get it. So, like, I'm not saying they're a perfect team, but they're kind of battle tested already. So I'm excited to see what, August and September brings.
Yeah, I think that, what, kind of getting back to Hagan Smith, I actually thought that, for his first game, coming off from a rain delay, yeah, he had his little bit of control problems, but I thought he did good. Coming off, like, he held what, he held it for a long time. So I think that the fact that he, that was his first game coming off the, pretty much off the bench here, all the bullpen, and I think he did enough to help us win, because
he earned the win.
He earned the win, and I don't know what would have been if there was no rain delay and Davis Martin was still there. He's been kind of shaky his past couple starts. So I don't know if it was going to be another one of those games with Davis Martin. So I'm kind of glad that that rain delay happened because Hagan Smith came in and he basically held it while the Sox came back and won that game. And getting back to the standings for a minute with the AL Central, I can't believe the Tigers now are in second place. This AL Central is ridiculous right now. That it is just it's just fluctuating back and forth. But yeah, we're here, and now what do you got? Like 40 something games left, 41 games left.
Yeah, something like that. Let's see. Let me do the math right here, Johnny.
Yeah, it's
45. Jordan.
Yeah, it's around that. Yeah, so
Jordan games left.
Yeah, tighten up. You gotta, obviously you got the Reds coming here in town. Those should be, I don't want to jinx them, but those should be winnable games. Winnable games. So you got to start off there, and then you got a really big series coming up. Can't believe I'm saying this now against the Detroit Tigers over the weekend. So let's get some wins here.
Yeah, I think also besides all the winnable games, like you're saying, Johnny, against Cincinnati upcoming, it's just bonkers to think like the AL Central to me is reminiscent of what a lot of people thought last season in the NFL, the NFC North was going to be, right? Where you had all these teams jockeying, and then the Bears just pulled away with it. So, I mean, maybe the Bears, rubbed some good luck off on our Sox here, right? So that
Ben
we stay
Johnson
up.
fixed the White Sox too.
Exactly. So some of that rubbed off. As far as Hagan Smith goes, I mean, any kid making his MLB debut obviously is going to go through control issues and the jitters and the butterflies and all that good stuff. I think that obviously he's going to be better his next outing, and progressively he catches up with the speed of the game. He's going to be just fine, and it's just exciting and refreshing. I know you were just saying it, Jay. Like if he's able to perform at the level that he was, coming up the ranks, and especially if he's can do an extended relief appearance whenever, like you were saying, Johnny, if Davis Martin, doesn't pan out early on, and gets the hook early, hopefully he can give you that solid 2 or 3 innings of extended long relief, right? And not walk as many people, get his Ks where he can, and, just challenge hitters and just solidify rounding out this bullpen because, yeah, Peter, you said it. They've been lights out. So this bullpen is coming together. They just need to remain consistent, and we wait for Tanner to get his try, and I'm sure he'll get the butterflies too. But that's all good. We're just going to be here to support them. That's all.
One last thing about the pitching, because we talked a lot about that Saturday game because of Ozzie, but we really didn't really talk about the game itself. We got to give credit where credit's due. Anthony Kay, just a professional pitcher right now. Like he shows up, even giving up the 2 early runs, locks in, settles in, 6 innings pitched. Like he's giving you professional ass starts, and that's exactly what this team needs. Like obviously Martin, steps down, Burke steps up, and now Anthony Kay's rounding into form. Like that's what good teams do. So it's good. We haven't really mentioned his name all that much the entire season because there's other people, stealing the spotlight. But Anthony Kay, professional ass baseball player.
Yep. The one thing I want to say too is David Sandlin got sent down along with, and I think he did a tremendous job stepping in on short notice after Will Venable fucked up.
Oh, we didn't talk about the Will Venable fuck up. Was it a fuck up?
Or that's
conspiracy. I like the conspiracy theory.
He saw the train coming off the tracks, and he's like, "I gotta take one for the team."
Yep.
And I thought Sandlin came in and he was cruising for a while, and then he gave up the grand slam.
Now, he was good until he wasn't.
He was good until he wasn't. I think maybe Venable, gave him one too many, one more inning he should have. But when you only have your starting pitcher go 1 out, and even when your opener goes it for at least an inning, sometimes 2, that's kind of hard you don't want to burn your bullpen real quick. But I didn't think necessarily that Sandlin deserved to get sent down. I know they wanted to have Hagan and McDougal both up. I thought he was really, really solid against a good Guardians offense until he just ran out of gas. And
Yeah,
I think he'll be back up in September.
Yeah, September call up
But
for sure.
but I think he's definitely, in my eyes, earned a spot on this roster.
yeah, I think it's just a numbers game for Sandlin. He's got options. You send
Yeah.
him down, you get him, get him a little bit of time in Charlotte, and then bump him back up in September. But it's also like if you're just telling me face to face, eyeball test, or even on paper, like both Hagan Smith and Tanner McDougal just have better stuff than Sandlin right now. So like, give me those guys now, and then you could wait on Sandlin in the future.
Yep. Quick super chat from Pedro again. Fuck Detroit Tigers. Fuck the rest of the Central. Hashtag why not us?
I have moved to the raspberry iced tea as opposed to the peach tea. Both fantastic.
Ooh, coming
Salud,
soon.
hermano.
Salute. All right. It was good series. Obviously, the train came off the track early Friday night against Cleveland, but we lost 4 in a row. Getting swept in Boston was not a good way to do it, especially the heartbreaker on Thursday, losing in 13 innings when they kept on. That was a heavyweight. That's a heavyweight
fun
fight.
ass. Like they lost, but that was a fun ass game. That gave me a little bit of like playoff feels, like like the big game feels, and like they didn't blink, man.
No, but other than that, okay, good. We don't have to play Boston anymore for the season. We went 0-4 against them this year, so I don't know what it is. Boston's our kryptonite. People are on the interweb saying they were cheating. That they can't keep getting away with this. They're pulling the Astros, check the trash cans, all this shit. But what really matters is beating Cleveland, right? We knocked them down to 4th place. They were chasing us for a while. Now we gotta do the same thing to Detroit. But it was good to see, this team just after I think Friday was just demoralizing. I think after what happened, they kind of just realized that this was gonna be a loss. But we finally got another Mooney home run. We got a Colson bomb the other day. Banana Ball, he's finally, getting their chases banana heater. So all around good hitting weekend, Saturday and Sunday for our boys, even though getting blown out on Friday night.
Question, and now my apologies because this is not my intention. We're talking White Sox baseball. I don't want to make this about me, but I haven't gotten a thank you for cursing the Cleveland Guardians at the end of July or end of June. They were 4 games over 500, and then that crazy lady started cursing the White Sox, and I fought back. Like Doctor Strange fight back against Wanda Maximoff.
I think you need to retweet that to remind people of your sacrifice.
After my curse of all Cleveland, not just the Guardians, they've been playing 400 baseball. I mean, I cursed them Danhausen style. Let's be honest.
Me.
They went from 4 games over 500 to 3 games under 500 in a matter of a month.
Next Sun Cruiser at the ballpark, Peter, on me.
I love it.
So you're Baloneyhausen?
I am, but no. Now, so I'm talking about this because you mentioned obviously Cleveland down, now Detroit's up, and Detroit is a problem. Detroit is a real big problem. They have the bats. They have the pitching. Even though they got rid of Casey Mize and Tariq Skubal. I mean, they got rid of a 2-time Cy Young winner. And these guys still shove. So that's what's scary.
7-3 in the last 10.
That's what's scary. But the good thing about the Tigers, if you go back and look at them, they're streaky as shit. And this is where like the White Sox, I just talked about, like their longest losing streak was 4 games. They're not as streaky. They're just solid. I think that in the long run is going to help and benefit the White Sox. The fact that they just don't go on these prolonged streaks, whether it's 4, 5, 6, 7 game losing streaks. Like the White Sox bats at least are good enough to like break you out of that. Or Sean Burke has a good game, or like Anthony Kay shows up for one. So yeah, I'm confident right now. I'm confident that this White Sox team can hold on to a pretty substantial, 3.5 game lead.
You guys aren't afraid of Minnesota making this mini run right now at the end?
No, I'm not afraid. I just don't think that they have the talent as compared to the Tigers.
I think another thing too. I mean, people are mentioning it. No Brian Buxton. They don't have him for right
Mhm.
now. The lineup is totally different, with him and without him. So I think right now it's time you got to capitalize. You got to capitalize, especially again. I'm going to mention this. You got to take at least 2 out of 3 from Detroit here. You got to take 2 out of 3 of the Reds or sweep. Go on a winning streak. Fuck it. We haven't seen a long winning streak in a while. I give me 6 games. Why don't we start doing that? Like we haven't been streaking. We just lost 4 in a row last week. Let's start doing a winning streak right now. Oh, actually, you could be 8 games winning streak here because they won 2 in a row right now.
It'll help build the momentum.
Yeah. No, so they do have the 3 games against the Reds. You have to beat up you got to sweep them. There's no other.
Just win series.
I know,
win
but the
series,
Reds are pretty bad because you got a tough weekend with the Tigers and the Cubs coming up.
But that's what I'm saying. Just go 2-1 against all 3 of those teams. Go 2-1 against the Reds, 2-1 against the Tigers, and then 2-1 against the Cubs. That's a solid ass week, if you ask me.
Yeah,
like I don't think they need to sweep anybody.
And then the makeup game against Atlanta. So it's going to be a tough schedule coming up after Cincinnati. But obviously we just got to pad the wins. Keep on building. The magic numbers at 42, boys. It keeps on trickling a little down.
You're doing the math. Doing the math. 42.
Doing the math.
Do you still got that burner account up there?
Yeah, you should be retweeting it after every time I retweet it.
I don't see it. I don't see it up there.
Put notifications on.
I'll start.
Johnny blocked the account.
I'm gonna start retweeting it when we get to like Chicago Bulls numbers. We're gonna get Scottie Pippen 33, Michael Jordan 23. That's when I'll start retweeting.
Go through all the Chicago numbers.
But yeah, no. Like one last thing about this upcoming schedule. We just talked about that Thursday Boston game feeling like a playoff series or like a playoff game. The 3 games against Boston are going to be much watch. I'm going to be glued my ass to Detroit. What did I say? Yeah,
Detroit. You said Boston.
Detroit. Yeah, the 3 games against Detroit are going to be must watch, and then we're going to have the bums and the bleachers on the BumCast next week. These 3 games against the Cubs might have the city up for grabs next week, so it's going to be a fun week, but it's going to be interesting the next 7 to 10 days. 7 to 10 days. 42 Elton Brand. Good job, Pedro.
Let's get to a quick super for next topic here from our boy Road Dog. Good to see you at the ballpark this weekend, guys. Vibes were high. They were very high except for Friday night, but that happens.
I got a good solid Road Dog hug on Saturday.
Yeah.
Walking down into the craft cave. That was a solid hug from Road Dog.
Yeah, I saw Road Dog yesterday. It was good to see him.
He gets some good hugs here.
All
right. Before we kind of venture to some just White Sox news and off thing, I'm bringing back the farm report, boys, but it's only for one player. It's the rock hard. It's the rock hard report.
Okay. Now we got to change this up to what is it?
I'm gonna get a new graphic ready for next week. It's gonna be the rock hard report. Rock Chalowski, boys. He made his debut in Winston-Salem. He's played 4 games. He's had 5 hits for 18 at bats, batting .271, but he's already hit a home run and drove in 7 RBIs. So good for him. 3 walks, only 4 strikeouts with 3 stolen bases. So he's kind of doing it all in his first week there. Couple doubles, but yeah, hit a 3-run home run in his second MLB, or I don't want to say MLB, but minor league career game, and yeah, 7 RBIs already for the number 1 prospect, number 1 pick by the Sox. So that's the rock hard report, guys. Are you guys rock hard right now?
It's a good start. It's a good start for him. I mean, that's basically what we want to see from our number 1 pick here.
He's trying to make Rick Getz proud. He's trying to make Getz proud that he made the right pick.
Yeah. I was actually happy that they started him at high A and they didn't give him rookie ball or Kannapolis at first or Arizona, that you're going to Winston, and he had a normal game that you would expect from a rookie making his career debut, and then he came back with the 3-run homer. I mean, a double and a 3-run. So let's keep it going, guys. Promote. #promote. And as one door opens, another one closes. It was announced today by himself, Tim Anderson. He's officially retiring from baseball. And hand up, I thought he retired already.
I thought so too.
He's been out of the league for a couple, like, what is it, over a year now. He didn't latch on anyone, but I have very mixed reactions to Tim Anderson. I thought what he did, when he first came up was pretty special, but I can't remember a bigger fall from grace, after he got knocked out by Ramirez. So,
Hold
but
up his hands up.
But obviously he was a batting champion, 2-time batting champ, and iconic with the Field of Dreams game, the walk-off. That's gonna forever.
That was legendary.
That's legendary. So he is gonna have his moments, but I'm very curious to see, because they are honoring him on September 17th with the they're saying return to the Southside. I am very interested to see White Sox fans' reactions, because I think a lot of us, we just loathe that whole Rick Hahn team, we've come to hate majority of those players now, just how they just didn't live up to their expectations. And I think Tim Anderson's one of those guys. And I'm not trying to take away from anything that he accomplished, prior to that, but I'm just very curious how the Southside's going to, welcome him and have him and receive him, knowing what happened at the end of the Sox career.
He's a real divisive player, because there's almost no in between. You either love him, and I know Herb Lawrence was talking about, he bought his tickets because he's I'm going to be there to honor Tim Anderson. And I know there's a lot of people that love Tim Anderson, and then there's just a bunch of people that hate him because of what he represents and the failed era of Rick Hahn. But I don't think, in my eyes, I don't put that blame on Tim Anderson. I do, Kopech and Eloy and Moncada, and you could go down the list. But this guy showed up, and obviously after the Ramirez thing, you're right. It was a quick fall from grace, but he had some very special seasons. The interesting thing, at least to me, about this is, why do it now? That's what I don't like. You had the Ozzie thing, you're doing the Popat thing. We're getting into the meaty part of the season where I just talked about meaningful games and real consequences to the wins and losses. You could do this in early May next year and have his day, have his flowers, and bring back the Southsides. I like the uniforms. I love them. I do think this team, this iteration of the White Sox are going to look fucking fantastic in those uniforms, but those uniforms mean something else. These guys play their balls off with the black and red uniforms. So I just thought it was interesting of their decision to do this now. They're going to be doing it in September, as opposed to sometime in April and May, where I feel like that would have been more of a read the room kind of thing.
I loved Tim Anderson when he played with the White Sox. I mean, he had good years when he was a batting champion, and obviously he was an all-star. Obviously the memorable moments that he's had over on the South Side. I'm with you, but I'm more of along the lines is he played only 10. Yes, he played a pretty lengthy time here on the South Side, but to me, I feel like I don't get it at all. Bringing him back, if it's because of the uniforms and what he was a part of that era, okay, maybe I get that. But the fact that he's a 2-time All-Star, I mean, he had a couple good years.
Yeah, you might
as well bring back Robin Ventura. You might as well bring back Lance Johnson or Tim Raines, or you know what I'm saying. To me, it just seems like a very not only odd time, not even next year. I just don't get it. I don't understand it at all. If it's the connection because of the City Connects and that the time that he was there when they had some good years, then okay, I totally get that. But again, I don't understand any of it at all.
I will always be a fan of TA7. I have that Southside City Connect jersey, and I was, using my randomizer to pick which player I should get on the back of that jersey. I know Sandy went with Makana. That didn't work out.
Tough.
But I went with TA7 because at that time, he was one of the faces of MLB. Okay. And leading out of that Field of Dreams game and that entire couple, 2-3 years of his accolades and being a prominent name in MLB, and him and Jose Abreu pretty much leading the charge of the 2021 playoff team, we had that little bit of happiness. This event taking place in his honor is, in my opinion, I'm just thinking it's more like a thank you for those couple of years you did for the city, for the franchise, and we're going to celebrate the City Connect again. And because I don't think, obviously, his playing time was short, 10 years in MLB, for as big of a name as he was about 5-6 years ago. This is probably the best, homage or flowers that he'll probably get from any franchise he's ever played for. So it's kind of like a respect thing, I think, in that regard. But I think, just like many other players of numerous Chicago sports franchises, some of the fan favorites, when they come back in a different uniform or after, time heals old wounds, they come back and they normally get applauded, except for Jerry Krause, unfortunately.
He must. Yeah, he just must have had a good relationship with the White Sox, or I don't know. Like again, I'm not downplaying TA. I love TA. I wish that he didn't have that downfall in his career. I just don't get it. That's all. I just don't get what is the reason why they're bringing him back for a 10-year career where he had
So
2, 3. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's all. I just don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Reyes makes a great point, though. He said TA really had my non-baseball friends pay attention to baseball. He did transcend that, and like his like when he played at the highest levels, when he was winning the batting titles and the Field of Dreams game, stuff like that, he was so clippable. Like his highlight reels, his bat flips, anything like that was an easy way for MLB to market the game.
Right.
And it just like, yeah, it's unfortunate. Like it's a light switch, sometimes you have it.
It makes baseball fun.
Yeah. He had an aura about him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So he'll get his day next month, and we'll talk about more about it. All right, another quick super chat. Pedro, the actual downfall of that White Sox was hiring Tony La Russa. Just wrong guy. Had it been the 1990s, great hire. Anyways, time to sell some Southside jerseys. Yep. Thank you, Pedro. All right. Last topic for you guys, and it's I woke up to this tweet. Oh, nope, that is not the one.
No.
There we go. Woke up to this tweet from John Heyman. As of today, the Sox will get a first-round bye, but the Dodgers would not. So as we can see, that's why the Dodgers traded for Tariq Skubal, was to stop the White Sox. But as of now, the Sox, are the number 2 playoff seed in the AL. And I wanted to ask you guys, which of the hypothetical playoff teams scares you the most that the Sox would have to play?
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you right now. Like, and you know what? I'm going to check the standings to make sure where it would fall. Hold on.
Here, I have
Give me 1
the
second right now. I got them. Yeah, it's the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Like they just got the White Sox number bad. Like even
everybody.
I understand.
Not the White Sox, just everybody.
But the Yankees, like they're battling a bunch of different injuries, and like we as the White Sox haven't played them, as a healthy organization. But like the Yankees don't have that aura that they had. Like they don't scare anybody, even with their payroll, even with all their stars. Like like it's just something about this Red Sox team right now that, like we mentioned a couple weeks ago, like it feels like it started right when they played the White Sox the first series, where like you caught them off guard and like you get swept, and it wasn't necessarily even close, and then they play them again a couple weeks ago, and it wasn't any better. I was like, what the fuck? Like this team just like it's like a lightning in a bottle situation. So of the teams, I would say the Red Sox for sure. And then like if we're talking just the Central, well, we talked about it before. It's the Tigers.
Boys.
Yeah, I'm the same. I mean, we haven't like played well against the Red Sox at all. I mean, we haven't won a game against them. The crazy thing though about the Red Sox is I feel like they have nobodies either. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like they have that star power to. I'm gonna be honest, man. I feel like they're cheating again. There's something's wrong. They're being what is it, like 30 and 3 or whatever that crazy number is, in like 35 games or 35 or 30, whatever. I can't even do the math right now. It's insane that this run that they're going, and they don't have. To me, I feel like they don't have any like the star players like how Philadelphia has or like the Dodgers have. They don't have those names. It's just like regular guys that are just like stepping up and just hitting at the right times. Crazy. Some of the stats that when I saw that game between that 11-12 a game, everybody was talking about that. It's just crazy the way they're hitting as well too. Again, I don't know if they're cheating or not, but I don't want to face them either.
You're not the first person to say it. Like I know Road Dogg's in the comments saying something's not adding up. I saw that all down, White Sox Twitter, the series that they played the White Sox. But obviously, I don't know who's being facetious and who isn't. But if we're talking about this MLB playoff schedule, and I feel like we're playing with like bad juju doing the whole magic number thing. Now we're talking playoff scenarios in August. But like I mentioned, we don't know how to act in this situation, so let's just indulge us for a second. This right here is best case scenario for the White Sox. Because give me the Rangers and give me Houston. I like that.
Right.
I love that matchup. And then if you're telling me Boston and New York have to beat up on each other for a little bit and then play Tampa Bay, this is best case scenario. Can the season end today? Sign me up.
Hey, we all want a shortened season anyways, right?
Do something, Thanos.
Hermanos, can I be positive here?
Of course,
No,
Joey P.
no.
That's what the P
Be
stands
negative.
for.
Negative.
I'm not afraid of Boston. I'm not afraid of
After
anybody.
going 0 for 7 against them?
Wait until you get into the playoffs. Okay. Playoff mode is the season starts over 0-0. So once these boys get that taste in their mouth of playoff baseball, which they already showed us a glimpse of it, that 13-inning game the other night. So, and they were throwing haymakers. They were like Peter Griffin and the chicken fighting in Family Guy, back and forth, laying them haymakers. I ain't afraid. But no ghosts and no Red Sox.
I like it.
All right. So that's our White Sox talk, but we got a couple news and notes to talk to you guys about real quick before we wrap it up. First off, after the show, RSVPs are going to open up for tequila at Whiskey. We got one more tequila-centric tailgate for you guys before we run back to whiskey because it's hot out. It's humid. Nobody wants to drink 120 proof bourbon.
Too damn hot out. It's too
damn hot for high proof bourbon. So hopefully end of September will be a little cooler. It'll be perfect bourbon weather. We'll be back on the whiskey wagon. But we got tequila, and we want, as we mentioned last week, we want to welcome Sun Cruiser as the new ready to drink cocktail for the tailgates. So make sure you stop by, try some of the Sun Cruisers if you haven't already. Peter, you love those, the raspberry one, the lemonade one's really good.
The lemonade's good. The peach tea one is like a peach ring, like candy. Those are delicious but dangerous.
Yep. Obviously, JP Graziano's back, giving us you guys delicious Mr. G's and Italian subs. Off Hours Beer going to be back with their beers as well. And then we're welcoming 2 tequila companies. Joey, you got to tell us who we got for tequila.
We got Tequila Terralta. And Tequila Terralta is one of these newer brands from the highlands of Jalisco, Mexico, master distilled by one of the most prolific tequila makers on earth, Don Felipe Camarena. He also
What a
is known for, it's a huge name. Camarena family, legendary. So Peralta is new in our region, in our area, and met him a few months back at another tasting event where he was showing this brand off. And I can tell you, you don't want to miss it. You're going to love it.
Yep. And the second brand?
And the second brand,
Santa Lesa.
Santa Lesa.
Okay.
Peter got the goods on Santa Lesa. I got the goods on Peralta.
They are also good as well too.
Of course they are.
Okay, there you go. All right.
That's good. That was good comedic timing, Joey. But yes, we're gonna have 2 new tequila brands showing up for Whiskey at Comiskey, Tequila at Comiskey on August 22nd. So keep an eye out for the RSVP form. And always, Circa Sports Illinois, they'll be there. Sign up for them. But speaking of Circa Sports Illinois, we're gonna be doing a little event with them tomorrow at Cork and Carry. Pre and post game show. They're going to be doing some nice little promos for the activations. We're going to have Sun Cruiser there as well, doing some giveaways. But they're doing an America 250. So you sign up and you bet $250, not all at one time. Just you bet it, you get an extra $250 back. It's basically double your money. So we'll be live on site with Cork and Carries tomorrow with Circa Sports and Sun Cruiser. So if you're going to the Pope Hat game tomorrow, stop by Corks, whether it's pre or post, hang out with us, drink some Sun Cruisers, talk to the boys at Circa, and let's have ourselves a nights, gents.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun Tuesday. I know some of us are going to the game. Some of us are staying at Corks. So if you're not going to the game, you just want to be a part of the Pope Hat festivities, come meet us out. We're going to be there pregame. I'm going to watch the game at Corks, and then we'll be there postgame as well. Joey P, you'll be in the game. We're going to have to, somebody's got to, now this is going against the whole Catholicism thing. Somebody's going to have to steal me a Pope hat because I need to get myself a Pope hat. So I'll go to confession later. I'll go to confession later, but I might need a couple two tree Pope hats for the bums, please.
We love it. All right, guys, we got to talk some Bears, though, because it is training camp season, and we are 6 days away, guys. 6 days away from football, Bears football being back Saturday night. Bears preseason game 1. And you know what? The ones that might not be playing, but we don't care because football's back. The Bears are back, and we're gonna watch Tyson Bagent carve up the defense. So, but the big news coming out: Darnell Wright on the Thursday signed it wasn't Thursday. It was Tuesday. Sorry. Signed a big 4-year, $116 million contract extension, $93 million guaranteed. The first domino has fallen, gents. We said that he was going to be paid and paid deservingly. So he gets the highest guaranteed money for an offensive lineman in NFL history. But that's probably not going to last long.
It's changing.
The way these contracts given away. But for the time being, he's the highest paid offensive lineman with guaranteed money. So well deserved. But Darnell Wright getting that bag, and let's talk about it. And then we're going to bring up the little graphic here.
Yeah, like you mentioned, it's well deserved. I think Ryan Poles, like we talked about in the future, not going to mortgage the future, but you have to start paying some of these guys, especially people that are paid to protect Caleb Williams. So that's the main thing is like Darnell Wright is, you could talk about like his little bit of ups and downs, like from when he got drafted, but it's been a lot more ups than there has been downs. And I know Dougie's not here to talk about it, but like something happened when he gave me that Darnell Wright jersey. And again, I'm taking credit for something Darnell Wright does. But he's been unbelievable for the better part of 2 seasons. He's a people mover. He's nasty. Whenever you see a good highlight, whether it's in the run game or Caleb Williams, passing the ball, Darnell Wright has something to do with it. Like he's moving people, he's blocking people, he's throwing people out of the club. Sometimes there's that highlight of him just blocking the shit out of somebody into like the fucking stands, basically. And yeah, like it's good on the Bears, good on Ryan Poles, and congrats to Darnell Wright. He earned it.
I think also too, Caleb loves him. I mean, obviously, who doesn't love love him? Again, well deserved in the contract, and I'm glad that they locked him. I don't know if any of you guys felt it as well too, but I didn't feel like there was going to be like any issues at all, like signing him. I think there was already something in, like, they knew that they were going to want to lock him down, and they wanted to keep him, especially with the development of where Caleb Williams is right now. But well deserved. I mean, kudos to him. Like, he's so far in his young career, he's having a hell of a career.
Tennessee volunteer football graduate.
Oh yeah.
Couldn't be even more happy.
So
Bragging
let's bring up
rights.
the contract here. So the Bears, they take a little bit of a cap hit this year with the way they structured this. So now the Bears are second to last in cap space with $5 million. So any big trades for defensive linemen, just kick those out the window. It's not happening this year unless a big money contract goes back. Next year they save a little bit in the cap. His cap is only about $9.5 million, but then big old jump 28, 29, 30, and 31. He's going to be basically making around $30 million a year. So it's going to be a big chunk of money, but a lot of contracts are falling off the books after 27. And next week, I want to show you guys the little timeline for this, because so these guys were getting paid. The way that Bears are working this, the money's going to start kicking in 28. I think the Bears have a 2-year window now, obviously, to make something happen with a long, deep run Super Bowl, because once this roster is going to look vastly different in 2028, and we'll go over that next week. But yeah, he's getting a big old jump, about almost 25 million, in a jump from 26 to 20 from 28. So good for him though. But getting structured the way that probably the Bears should do it.
Yeah, and it's also something that benefits him. Like, you could argue there's a chance he gets another big contract. Obviously, offensive linemen, it's different. Like a lot of them, just don't last into their 30s. But like, you look at there's a couple guys on the Bears right now, like Joe Tooney, where it's like he might get another one after this.
Yeah. Maybe he takes a cash-friendly deal. So
I mean, I would, yeah. I mean, if we're talking about like re-signing Darnell Wright in 2032, it's gonna be because like he wants to retire a Bear, and they've won, hopefully, a championship or two.
Yeah, getting your second contract, that third contract basically at 31. He'll have a nice career. All right. Another big note out of training camp, Luther Burden. So he has a groin injury. He's going to be out for the rest of preseason. The Bears are optimistic that he will come back for the start of the season against Carolina. But there was the video of him limping off the field after going up for a contested pass against Tyreek Stevenson. But the injuries have been mounting for the Bears, but after the shock of Kobe Bryant, last week, now we lose Luther Burden for the near future. Doesn't seem like it's long term, but groins are tricky, guys. You never know. You think you're fine. You rest, you rehab, and then you go full speed, and then you're just a lubob away from a 2-month absence. So let's hope that it's nothing severe. But yeah, Luther Burden, the star so far of training camp, out for the rest of preseason.
Yeah, I guess it stinks because like this just keeps happening. We keep having BumCast, and we keep having to have Bears injury notes, which stinks. But like I said last week with Kobe Bryant, could have been worse. Like it really could have been worse. Obviously, you don't want to lose any time, especially early in the season. And like you mentioned, Jason, like a groin can't, like anytime it's like a core injury, whether it's like abs or groin or things like that, like it's just tricky. We saw it with Jalen Johnson last year, where it's like you just don't know. But I have faith that Luther Burden's young. The Bears training staff hopefully doesn't need to rush him back, because, like you mentioned, they're confident he'll be back by the time they play Carolina. They might not need him for Carolina. They might not need him for the first couple of weeks of the season. So don't rush him back. You got enough weapons to go around. And obviously, like when he's healthy and fully ready to go, you bring him back, and he's going to be as dynamic as ever. So, yeah, again, could have been worse.
Yep, could have been worse. And then I want to pull up a real quick tweet here, Peter. You sent me earlier. From it says Albert Breer says Ozzie Trapillo might be back sooner than expected. He tore his patellar tendon in the wild card round. It would be a massive development for the Bears. So maybe some positive injury news that because I think a lot of Bears fans were expecting him to miss majority of the season, if not almost all of the 26 season, because that's a hard injury to come back from, and even if you come back from it, you might not be the same player. But the report seems positive, and let's get some good injury news because we just said Luther Burden, Kobe Bryant, Braxton Jones, and Montez Sweat are both banged up and out. Kyler Gordon still hasn't seen the field yet.
That's the one. We haven't talked about Kyler Gordon. Like, they haven't even said anything about him. I don't like that at all.
No. And Xavier Thomas looks like he exited practice on Sunday with a knee injury. So the injuries are piling up to the fact that they even had to sign Xavier Woods, formerly of the New Day, to play safety. So,
I mean, if that's the case, they might as well sign Kofi Kingston as well.
Yeah,
I did see that they signed Ray McLeod.
Yeah, Ray McDonald today.
So he was. I only know the name because he was part of the Steelers organization for a little bit, and I mean, he could be serviceable in the time that, like, you know, a couple of people are down. But yeah, the Ozzie Trapillo news, great news. Obviously, I'm not going to hold out any hope because, like you mentioned, offensive lineman, patella tendon injury, that could be bad news. But it wasn't just Albert Breer. Albert Breer was the first to report it. Then I saw a couple more people in the Bears community talk about how good Ozzie Trapillo has been, you know, looking in his rehab starts. So yeah, that's great news. We need a little bit of that. And to tell you the truth, I know that the Bears say that they're confident with Braxton Jones, and, you know, like, he seems to be holding off everyone else in training camp as the starting left tackle, even though he's banged up now. I'd rather not do that for the rest of the season. Yeah, Braxton Jones can be there until Ozzie Trapillo's back, and whether or not that's early in the season or sometime after the bye, but, like, it's good to have depth, obviously, and it's good to have some people fighting for a starting job. So hopefully he's back sooner rather than later, but, like, again, don't rush it.
Yep. So I want to ask you guys a question when it comes to the injuries. We said that we love Ben Johnson's intensity. We love that he's making these guys hit. Are you worried that these guys are getting banged up because of Ben Johnson's?
No. We can't have it both ways. And this is not a you thing, Jason, but I've seen people on Twitter already leaning into this kind of narrative. And, like, it's the same people that complain that, like, you're not playing your starters for preseason games. It's like, who gives a fuck about preseason games? This is where you get better. So if this is how Ben Johnson thinks he should be running his training camp, and if it's hard-nosed and physical, and there's a report that he's sleeping at Hallis Hall, like, yeah, sign me up. Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't be like, oh, they're getting too hurt, but also the other option is like, oh, they're unprepared and are getting penalties for the first 4 weeks of the season, like, or like, you know, pre-snap penalties, or like they're just not ready to play week 1. No, you got to get these guys prepared. Whether or not, you know, the saying, whatever, like, you got to break some eggs to make an omelet or whatever. Yeah, there's going to be injuries that obviously none of them are, you know, career threatening or season ending so far. We're knock on wood. Everybody knock on whatever you got. But no, I like that, like, they're hard nosed. I like that this is Ben Johnson.
Yeah, don't change the formula. I mean, it worked last year. They did the exact same thing. And they're doing it this year. Another thing too is that we're not the only team that's having injuries. You know, a lot of the injuries in our division as well too. I think I heard somebody I think I saw, like, the Lions starting center got hurt or something along those lines. So I think one of the Lions linemen got hurt after signing like a 3-year deal. So I mean, a lot of these injuries are happening all over the league right now. And I don't want him to change anything. I think we were all complaining when Eberflus was doing practice and he wasn't doing any of that stuff. So it's kind of like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't type of thing. And I just feel that, I'm okay with whatever Ben Johnson's doing. Obviously, we have that moniker of in Ben we trust. So I rather just go with whatever he wants to do and whatever he wants to plan. Because it certainly worked last year. We got us to the playoffs. And I'd rather him just not change anything at all. So whatever he's doing, I'm okay with.
Yeah, I agree with you, Johnny, 100%. Ben Johnson has made the Chicago Bears a very, very competitive locker room. Okay. So there's guys that are obviously vying for starting jobs and depth pieces that want to continue to be depth pieces and not just practice squad fodder, so to speak. So you got to just let them go at it. They're being hyper competitive. They want to use that as momentum heading into obviously these games that they'll play, go on and get these easy wins that we talked about a couple 2-3 shows ago, right? So you want to start off the season hot. You got a little bit of, I don't know. I think the schedule itself is going to dictate a lot of it. But as far as injuries go, I mean, it's really, really early to have to worry about it, I think. And we'll see how the first preseason game goes.
Yeah, so I want to transition to that because as I mentioned, Saturday's the first preseason game against Cleveland. And then there's 2 players that I want you guys to keep your eyes on and people listening to keep your eyes on as well, because they've been making waves in training camp. They've been impressing. The first one is 6th-round rookie Jordan Vanderberg. He's been getting a lot of reps with the ones, a lot of his defensive tackle, and a lot of his peers are saying that he's not only is impressive, but he has a real chance to start week 1 of the season. And then the other guy I want to keep an eye on this for game 1 is 4th-round rookie pick Malik Muhammad, who's also getting reps with the ones. And now with the injuries, obviously with Kyler Gordon, not playing and Tyreek having his ups and downs, he might be a candidate too for maybe starting nickel, but he's been showing flashes and getting a lot of reps with the ones as well. So Jordan Vanderberg and Malik Muhammad on the defensive side, that's what guys are going to start paying attention to on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, you guys remember, was it last year during preseason, we were getting excited over Austin Booker, right? So, I mean, those are a couple names, Jay. Glad that you mentioned them. That kind of will hype us up and make these preseason games just more than enjoyable to watch because we're watching guys vie for those starting jobs.
What was the one thing that last year was next man up?
Mm-hmm.
And if we have these again another season like that where we are dealing with injuries, it's next man up. I mean, that's Ben Johnson and that whole staff are very good at finding players to help alleviate that pain when we don't have some of those players like a Kobe Bryant and like a Luther Burden. We find somebody else to go and fill those gaps. That Jordan Vanderberg, I've been hearing nothing but good things about that guy, and he's giving me these I'm not, and again, just don't kill me off of this, but
Put it out there.
Do it, Johnny. Don't be afraid.
He got this Dan Hampton type of Steve Mongo McMichael type of attitude, and just he looks like a Chicago Bear. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but he just looks like he has that old school mentality of just having 110% and going, full aggression on that field. So again, this is all preseason. This is all just,
really early
and everything like that. But, I hope everything works out and, just based on what Jason was mentioning as well, too. And again, like I said, it's a next man up mentality here.
A thing to note is it's all sounds great. And I like those comparisons, Johnny. But a thing going in his favor is of the people that are going to lose their starting job, Grady Jarrett was unimpressive all of last season. Mm-hmm. And we don't know what he's going to be this year. If you're telling me that a 6th-round rookie is going to steal his job, yeah, I kind of believe it.
Yeah. And as I was saying too, Malik Muhammad getting starting reps with nickel. So with Kyler Gordon out and no real time frame of his return, there's a chance he might be week 1 nickel and dime. Your starter for nickel and dime packages.
Yeah, and like the Bears secondary has been much maligned all of last season. Now this season, it seems like it's like all this very similar situation. So yeah, it's all hands on deck. If you're telling me like there's going to be a lot of times where Dennis Allen plays nickel and dime, like it's basically a good percentage of what they're going to have to do.
Yep. All right, that's all of our Bears talk here, and obviously we're going to be back, next week talking with our Bears Victory Monday, even though it's going to be preseason. Still going to be
preseason Victory Monday. I like that.
Preseason Victory Monday. So can't wait for football to finally be back, guys. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break with our pay a quick ad for us, and then we're going to be back with some grinding our gears.
ShySportsBums.BigCartel.com is the home for all Chicago sports bums merch. We have Bears, Hawks, socks, and bums merch available. Anything you need to get ready for a big game or a Chicago Sports Bums event. Remember, all profits go directly back into our Whiskey at Comiskey tailgates to keep the beer and food free for everyone. So head over to ShySportsBums.BigCartel.com and pick up a couple Toot Tree shirts today. I'm going to have to update that graphic. I got to put that. Joey P, show the people the best-selling shirt on the
I was
site.
thinking about that as well, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ShySportsBums.BigCartel.com.
Play that intro graphic.
You ready?
We're
Let's
ready.
see what grinds our gears.
Hey, that was quite a rant there. We're looking for an everyman to rant about petty, nonsensical irritants.
I look.
Did my
fatter-
sweatshirt say
fatter.
love?
Yes.
It says "Love Everything" from Johnny, and then I'm gonna get ahead of it right now. The Chat GPT got Joey P. He did it dirty. Did it
me
dirty.
32. My cheeks are much fatter than they are.
But at least, no offense, Jason, that looks like you. It looks like all of us. Joey P. That might be Jerry O'Sullivan. It doesn't look anything like
Hey, Jerry's a handsome man, okay?
he is, but that was tough. But yeah, it was a take on the Family Guy segment.
All right, I'm gonna kick us off because I teased us earlier, and as I mentioned that I work from home, I do a lot of meetings, and I feel like there's a bunch of people who don't know meeting etiquette, who don't know meeting rules, and are just complete jagbags sometimes when it comes to meetings. So I put together a list, and it's not complete yet, but I put together a list of things that I think should be written in like the 10 commandments of meetings. Okay. So I'm going to put this up tweet. This was a conversation I had with Jeff Bartlett and Candice earlier today when she complained that someone threw a 4:45 meeting on her calendar, which is egregious. That's one of the things. But here's my first one here. Do not start the meeting until it's actual start time. Don't be a 5-minute early guy.
Yes.
Agreed.
I have this guy on my team who he starts the meeting 5 minutes early and then he sits there. And I'm like, dude, when I'm working and I'm prepping for a meeting, I don't want that notification going off that the meeting's starting 5 minutes early. Wait till you get the actual notification that's it's starting now, and then you join. Don't be the early guy.
Ricky Bobby said, if you're not first, you're last.
Not in corporate world. You want to be last. You never want to be first to a meeting.
No, you don't want to be last either. I feel like that sets a bad precedent. You just got to be somewhere in between.
If
That means you don't care.
If there's a huge group, it doesn't really matter. But if it's like maybe like 4 or 5 people, yeah, I guess I could see like you don't want to be last on there.
Yep. My second gripe: don't be the only person on cam if no one else is. All or nothing. There's always that one jamoke who everyone else doesn't have their camera on. He wants to be the only guy camera staring at the screen.
That's alpha male. That's an alpha male move.
Don't be that person. Either if everyone does it, you do it. If no one does it, turn your damn camera off.
No, I like it. And don't get me wrong, I am not in corporate America, but I talk to this about to Julie all the time because she takes meetings like all day basically. And there's times where like everyone's just talking into a black screen and like no one's camera is on. And I'm like, what's the point? Just just do a phone call at that point. Like, what's the point of doing Zoom or Teams or whatever? You got to be an alpha and be like, look at me, I'm on camera.
I'm in corporate America. That doesn't really bother me too much.
Nah.
Yeah.
It uses a lot of bandwidth and slows down meetings if everyone's
That's
on.
true. That is true.
Oh, that's Telemundo Internet then. That's not on me.
Third gripe: say hello when you enter a meeting. Say hello and shut the fuck up. No one cares about your weekend. I don't care what you did.
Jeez.
I don't care about Timmy's
Oh,
softball
nonsense.
game or his soccer game. Just I'm here for business and business only. Just say hello and then wait till the facilitator starts talking about the topic at hand. I don't care about all the worthless small talk amongst 5 people, 6 people. No one cares about your golf game or what your kids did at the pool. Just I'm here for business.
Do you have any friends at work at all? This makes
Have
all-
you-
this
have
makes
you
all
ever?
sense.
Possibly not.
Okay, this makes sense. All right. Next.
No off-topic meeting shit. Take it offline. I'm only here for what you came to talk about. If there's something else we have to discuss, that's another meeting or it's a conversation between other 2 people. I hate the person who, after we're all wrapped up, says, oh, by the way, something else I wanted to bring up to the group. And then they start going off another tangent that extends the meeting another 10, 15 minutes. No, take it offline or make it another meeting. I'm only here for what I came to talk about.
All right, I could see that.
Yeah, see, JT gets it. No, I'm here to get paid. All right, next one. No 8 a.m. meetings. Those are banned. If you start at 8 a.m. or whatever, nothing before 8 a.m. or
What
8
time do you
a.m..
start?
What
8
about
a.m..
different time zones?
No, you have to adhere to the time zone of your corporate office. So if your majority of your company is in the East Coast and you're in the Central Time, then you have to adhere to those meeting times. Okay, so you might have to start early, right? But if I'm in Central and you got one jagbag in the East Coast, don't send me an 8 a.m. meeting because it's 9 a.m. your time. You adhere to my time and the group's time. No 8 a.m. meetings.
What
All right,
about
so
8:30 meetings?
Yeah, so that was going to be my question. You start at 8 p. You clock in, say, at
Yeah.
8 a.m. Can I
Yep.
set an 8:15 meeting?
No, 8:30 is probably the earliest. 9 is ideal.
You know what, Jason, as well too. You're probably slammed in the morning, right?
You got to
where
go
will
through
get
your
off the
email.
bat?
You got to go through emails, reply to stuff from that came in.
Because I am.
Off.
I am as well too. So I totally understand this part where I don't want anything early in the morning. I agree with you. I think 8:30 and up, it's fine with me.
Plus, your brain still, could be waking up still. You haven't had your coffee yet. I don't need to think about stuff. Let my get the, old noggin going here.
None of my coworkers watch this show. That's guaranteed.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good myself. I didn't tell anyone at my new job I'm a podcast.
I'm not saying anything bad at all.
All right, here's a very big rule. No meetings before 10 a.m. coming off vacation. You know how many goddamn emails I got to go through?
Who gives a shit? Like,
Oh,
I don't give a
do.
fuck about your vacation.
I got a week of stuff I got to go through. Have a little consideration for all the stuff I got to catch up on. Give me a 2-hour buffer to catch up.
What if it's your boss?
Yeah, he doesn't get it either. He has to give me a buffer.
Okay.
Because he should know my boss should know the workload that he had to cover while I'm gone.
Or what about your boss's boss, who might not know?
Yeah, well then I can't really. I can complain.
So that's what I'm saying. Who are you, are you complaining to your same level, lower level, or you're not doing these complaints to the higher ups?
I know, no gripes. Yeah, these gripes don't go up; they go down.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Because if my director says, puts a meeting at 9 a.m. after my day back, I gotta do it, obviously, But I'm just saying, ideally, have a little consideration. I just came back. I gotta catch up on stuff. I gotta, fix stuff that might have gotten broke right away when you were out, because people who were covering for you could mess up something. So I need some time to get the bearings set. All right, no lunchtime meetings unless it's in person and you're providing food. Have respect for my stomach.
Now, do you take lunch
Oh,
at the same time every day?
Yeah, I usually do around noon. I'll
Okay.
I'll you know, and some if I get busy at some, I'll do like a 12:30. I'll do a little later lunch, but like don't schedule a meeting at noon. Have some consideration for my appetite.
Jason, when you eat lunch, do you have like the brown paper bag in the fridge?
Oh,
You
I
open
go
up
to the
and
kitchen and I bring
put it in.
I
You take on an
literally eat at my
apple and oh.
I eat at my desk. I work through lunch. So, but I don't want to be at a meeting when I'm trying to nom 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 nom. So,
That makes sense. And nobody wants to see that anyway. Like
No, not
nobody
at all.
nobody
Or
wants to
listen to
hear
it.
you chewing while
Right.
you're in a meeting either. So I agree with that one.
Yeah. And then-
I don't know.
and-
This doesn't seem to be that doesn't seem to be honest, Missy. I don't know about this comment.
There's community notes under that comment.
and then the final two is scheduling no meetings after noon on Fridays and no meetings after 4 p.m. Like, just don't do 12 o'clock is the cutoff time for Fridays. People want to wrap up the weekend. They want to maybe take off a little early. You get early release, something like that. Have some consideration. No meetings. Put it to Monday after 8 a.m.
I think like now again, I am not in this world, so it's like I'm asking questions and I'm giving you my opinion, but like it might differ. It seems like 2 p.m. should be the cutoff for Friday meetings. Like sometimes you have to do some work on a Friday. You can't tell me you're
Yeah.
taking every Friday off afternoon.
No.
Right?
I'm 100% agreed. And I would say, look, yes, I say noon. I think you're right though, Peter. 2 o'clock is probably like what the absolute latest it should be. Like,
Yeah.
don't be scheduling stuff on people's calendars at 3-4 o'clock on a Friday. That's
bad.
That's rude. So set it. Let it go till Monday. Nothing is going to get accomplished at 3 p.m. on a Friday night because you know what's going to happen after the meeting. People are going to be like, "That's a Monday problem."
Yeah.
So
I would say too, it depends on the workload. Like if there's no other time that you could schedule a meeting and you have to do it at like 3 o'clock, that's the only time you could do it. So it is what it is. I understand the 4 p.m. I think a lot of people don't do that. I don't know if anybody does unless it's something real serious, but I don't mind any like afternoon like meetings because like I said, it depends on the workload that you have as well too.
yeah, I for a lot of people too, like who take meetings, like your whole mornings are meetings and afternoon is your catch up time, right? Is when you get to actually finish stuff. So if you're bombarding my calendar late and I can't finish my stuff, my tasks for the day, you're killing me, Smalls. So that's I'm sure I'm gonna have some more as I think about them, but this was off the top of my head.
Off the
My
dome,
1, 2,
if you
3,
will.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, almost a perfect 10, almost 10 gripes for meetings. So that's what I'm starting with. Really grinds my gear is meeting etiquette.
I like it. it. This is good.
It's a
All
great
right,
start.
I'll go next because I also have a little bit of a slideshow. And it's just basically a visual representation of what my head's at right now. And yours was very specific to meetings. Mine was kind of all over the place. And I've realized I just started making a notes app of like stuff that pisses me off. And you're not going to like the first one, Jason. So I'm going to apologize to you. I'm going to apologize to Dougie because you guys did a great job with the Rate My Cock segment last week. But it's people that call themselves mixologists. Like you're not a paleontologist. You're like this is bullshit. You're a bartender. I don't care how fancy the cocktail is. A mixologist does not exist. You're there to serve drinks and tend a bar. You're a bartender. Mixologist is not a thing.
You're a
Yeah.
doorman.
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 So you think so you're not when you look at this is a perfect example. This is what this guy's wearing. I feel like a lot of mixologists wear this type of
Yeah, I
gear.
don't want to get dressed up to go make drinks. It's hot, it's sweaty. You're moving around. I don't need to ruin a nice shirt.
It's just like these people that make fancier upscale cocktails, and it is an art. I understand that there is like a science and an art behind it. They just don't want to be called bartenders. But unfortunately, you're a bartender, one way or another.
I can't disagree with you, Peter.
I thought maybe of the ones like I had, this one was going to be the one with pushbacks, but we're right there, so I like that.
No, I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that.
Would you prefer they call themselves a cocktail engineer?
No, because that's the thing too. You like I have too much respect for real engineers or real geologists, paleontologists, like people with actual science, not someone that's pouring fucking vodka in a drink.
What if they got a doctorate in alcohol?
No, because that's bullshit too. I mean, like everyone that went to, and now this is going to be, I'm going to casting some stones at some people we know, but all those people that got like those fake degrees from the Stave and Thieve saying that like you're a certified bourbon steward, they're closing down now. Like those degrees are no better than DeVry University. Actually, I have too much respect for DeVry University too, so I'm sorry.
Is DeVry still open?
I don't know. But mixology was my first of my gripes. Next up, ratchet straps. and hear me out, Joey. Maybe you have to deal with ratchet straps at work and stuff like that all day long. I know how to work a ratchet strap. Like we have to tie down, our Bobcat. We have to tie down a load and a trailer. Something about ratchet straps, just sometimes, maybe like once a month, my brain stops working and I don't know how to work them. Like I could do 100 of them with my eyes closed, but like maybe I'm doing it with like on the left side of the trailer instead of the right. Something turns off in my brain, and like I struggle with them for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, am I gonna fucking really sit here and watch a YouTube tutorial on how to work a ratchet strap? I've done this for 20 years, my entire. These things break my brain. So like this is a me problem. I understand that, but ratchet straps, I don't like them.
What if they make super giant long zip ties? Would that help?
That would help. I'm a big zip tie fan.
Until you do it the wrong way and you realize, God damn it, it's upside down, and then you got to take it up.
And then you flip it over. Joey, is this a me problem or do you have issues with sometimes when they come all the way undone and you got to loop it around?
Yeah, the looping is threading the needle, right? The threading the needle is the sucky part about them. But other than that, as long as you're borrowing a can of WD-40 from the Jules while you're spraying cartwheels, you keep those ratchets also nice and lubed up. You'll never have a problem with that pull tab whenever you need to release them. So,
see, bungee cords don't pass DOT
no, they
laws.
don't.
Jeff T.
Weight.
Sometimes...
They have to be weight rated.
Thank you. All right. Next up, this is a random one again for work. Like I realized last week because we've got like a wood chipper, a dump truck, a couple other fleet of vehicles. I'm at the gas station all the time. People that linger at the pump. Like I know this has become a problem where it's like you pump your gas, you get inside, and then you start checking your phone and you start doing other things. I'm like, I got shit to do. Like if you're gonna linger, fucking go to a regular parking spot. Don't linger in front of the pump because I got shit to do.
That's agreed. Get in there and move on. Or the people when you go to Costco to gas up who don't know how to pull all the way through to the to the open pump and they just want to like park at the front or the middle. Like no, pull all the way through so that the people behind you go.
This wouldn't be a problem, Peter, if we had more Buc-ee's in Chicagoland area.
We're going to need more of them because I'm a Speedway guy, and there's been an issue. Although every Speedway they build nowadays has like 1 billion pumps, which I appreciate. So it's like I need my gas stations to be a block long. Makes things easier for me. All right, next up, this is a problem a lot of people have complained about. I'm not the first guy to signal it out, but I complained about it yesterday to myself. I've got a Chromecast. I've got an Apple TV. I've got a Fire Stick. All these remotes suck. These remotes are pieces of shit. Like, and this is not just because they're the streaming services. The new Samsung TVs have shitty remotes. The new Vizios have shitty remotes. I'm not even going to start. I'm going to start buying TVs based on remotes, not fucking screen size and OLED or anything, because I hate all of this. I'm gonna lose them. I'm a bigger guy. I'm gonna lose them in the couch cushions. I don't have numbers anymore. I'm just hitting the fucking up button for a million fucking times. These remotes stink.
I'm not gonna argue that. That's 100% true, man.
And then the batteries run out pretty good too on these.
Yeah, now like between the kids and all the remotes we have, I got fucking AAA batteries for days.
You should get a Zenith TV.
Yeah, Zenith. Do they
Is it-
still make those?
Change the channel on the dial.
Yeah, you got to get up and change.
Think about
the channel.
that. Think about
Hit
that
the
for a
button on
second.
the back of the TV, Peter. Come on.
All right, I got one left, and this is very hyper specific. I don't know why they make me so mad, so just indulge me for a second. But we live, you guys all know where I live. I live in a suburban community. We got multiple different types of houses, you know, like some are colonial, some are like modern, some are like, you know, somewhere in between. The suburbs have an epidemic right now with these modern ass mailboxes. I fucking hate these things. Like they're coming up like I got some people with fucking like they look like they live in like George Washington or Abe Lincoln's house. And all of a sudden you got this modern ass Tony Stark ass mailbox. It makes no sense. Just get a normal mailbox. I don't know what it is about like the suburbs right now. They're popping up. They're like they're fucking like locusts right now. They're everywhere. And I don't like any of them. Unless you live in a house that looks like Tony Stark's mansion, these things don't look good.
Way to dox people, Peter.
These are all I stole these all from Google. I did not. Can you imagine me? I'm going to fucking Father Zoe's house, checking on his mailbox.
I don't know, Peter.
So
Maybe
that's,
you're
so
stumbling.
that's what it was about.
No.
You might be stumbling upon some new bums merch here. You can do bum boxes.
I don't know what it is about them, but like I've been seeing them more and more often. Something about this summer, like they've maybe because of the weather and you know like things are like mailboxes are going to shit in the wind or something. But like they're popping up everywhere, and I just don't like them. I don't like what they look like. I just something about them is no good.
Okay.
All right, before we get to Johnny, real quick, we missed a super chat from Pedro. Smash the like button and subscribe. Hashtag 30 Mike Brown if you know you know.
Hell yeah, Mike Brown. That was
Love Mike
cousin
Brown.
Joel's
Oh.
favorite player.
Mike Brown.
All the 90s.
All right, Johnny, what do you got?
All right, I got a couple. I'm not really an angry person whatsoever.
Oh, you love everything.
Yeah, I love everything. But I do have a couple here. So one of them, I actually do go into the office, and I do have to take public transportation. I have to take the CTA train, and one thing that annoys the fuck out of me is people turning on that speaker on their phone and just talking out loud. And
Oh,
I have to hear that conversation. I don't give a fuck.
The
I
worst.
don't care what you're saying. I don't care what the other person on the other end of the line is saying as well too. Turn that shit down or just don't. I don't want to hear it. You know.
should be having that conversation on public transportation.
No,
to begin
I'm gonna
with.
do you one better. Speakerphone, and I'm a big speakerphone guy. If I'm in my car by myself or whatever, speakerphone should not exist.
That's fine.
You should either have headphones or just your like, you know, hold it up to
Yeah.
your ear.
But even then, there's sometimes I I have to use a speakerphone. So I'm not dogging anybody who uses a speakerphone. I'm just saying in a public transportation environment, nobody wants to hear that. I don't want to hear it whatsoever. So that's one. Two, slow drivers. When I'm on the expressway and I'm driving, if that slow driver is on that fast lane, please move over. And you know what another thing too is? Those slow drivers, they don't move to the next lane. So then you're getting all pissed off, and you know it's just I don't like slow drivers at all. It's just I'm very impatient when it comes to that. I know, Peter, you always mention about the traffic. I am more on the other side. I hate traffic as well too. Don't get me wrong, but when it comes to slow drivers, it just drives me fucking absolutely insane.
I'll piggyback one that annoys me is when you're driving and someone cuts in front of you from like an exit, like a, like a, just getting back on the street, and then they drive slow in front of you. Like, If you're gonna cut in front of me to get on the street, go fast.
Move it. Yeah.
Or go 2 lanes over something. Don't cut in front of me and then go slow. Wait for me to pass then.
Yeah, Johnny, I'm with you 100%. That was actually on my list too. Folks driving in the passing lane. The left lane is called the passing lane for a reason. You're supposed to pass the vehicle that's in front of you and then get back over. That's the whole purpose of the lane.
Rules of the road. Learn them. Another thing. I'm not a really big fireworks person at all. I like organized fireworks. But when you're blowing fireworks 3 weeks before July 4th or 3 weeks after July 4th, I don't want to fucking hear those things at all. In fact, I don't understand why people blow $50,000 worth of fireworks or $15,000 worth of fireworks just to hear those things pop. Like, to me, you're literally blowing money away. And I doing it that early, I don't care if you do it like closer to the date, that's fine. Or on the day of, that's fine. Our neighbors were really going at it with the fireworks. I actually thought it was pretty cool. But when you're doing it like 3 weeks before and after, what's the purpose or what's the reason behind it? So I just think doing that is a little bit of, absurd here. Spam phone calls. I don't know if you guys are I don't know if you guys are getting this a whole lot. I'm getting fucking spam calls left and right almost every single day, or I am getting a spam text about something. Please do not bother me. What did I do to you to deserve this? All these calls or any of these texts whatsoever. I don't give a shit. It doesn't pertain to me whatsoever. So whether it's political, whatever it's like any other stuff, the spam calls, they just gotta end. So that's another thing as well too. I'm trying to think of something else as well too here. Texting. When you text somebody and they don't text you back at all, I can understand there's issues with as far as like you got something going on like at that time. I don't even expect like a day. If you got something going on, it's busy. I get that. Everybody has stuff that's going on. I give it a day or so. I'm okay with that. But if I don't hear from you whatsoever, I don't understand what's the reason why you don't text me back whatsoever.
I'm going to push back. I'm going to push back because I am the guy that doesn't text back sometimes, whether it's work or whatever. But between the notifications we get for, everything we do as the bums, work, family, something like that, if you need something done, phone call. People are too reliant on text nowadays to the point where, like, if you want an answer, don't text or email me. Call me, because then I know you need something done. Like phone call, people, I think the art of the phone call, we've lost the plot. People are too afraid to call one another or FaceTime. That's why I'll FaceTime people just to make them uncomfortable. Like, hey man, look at me face to face when we talk.
No,
my eyes,
I get that. That's an excuse. No, I think it should be something where, again, I'm giving a fucking buffer over here. I'm giving a buffer. I'm not even saying like, hey, because again, everybody has busy lives. It's busy. I totally get that. I'm not the type of person who's like, I need to know like an answer like right away. I'm giving you a day or so to respond back to me. And then people will be like, oh, hey, I'm sorry, things got like in the way and stuff like that. Okay, I get that. I'm not even asking for that as well, too. I'm not even asking for an apology. It's just a simple like text back. That's all.
But what if that text is like 40 messages down now? Like, forget about it.
But it's not even a group. It's a single. It's group messages. I can totally understand it. But if it's something where it's a one-on-one conversation, that's different. Text, I can understand.
So my argument is it's the same thing. Like if you text me at 8:15 and I'm busy with my workers or something, and then Jason texts me, Joey texts me, I get 3 different emails, then like that gets pushed down. Even if it's not in a group text, the thing is about that, if it's in a group text, somebody is going to respond back to it. We don't all have to respond to one thing unless it's something where it's actually important.
I mean, if it's group, that's another thing. I didn't even mention that.
Yeah, group
But
text
to
is
me-
the worst. Sign
It
me
is.
out.
No, it
Yeah,
is.
get me
It
out.
is.
You know what? Opt out. I'm opting out of group text.
You want me to? You want to take us? Okay, fine. We'll take you out. This is this is the final one I have here, and I don't know if this is anybody out there that works at a work office or whatever. For the love of God, and you know what? We have several offices in our building, and we have to share like this like pretty big community bathroom over here. So it's
Oh,
like
boy.
a bunch of stalls and stuff like that. Flush the fucking toilet, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get where I'm coming into the stalls and I'm like literally tapping the fucking door to make sure there's not a huge turd in the fucking toilet or there's piss all over the damn fucking seats.
Ooh.
Like, you guys are not fucking 5 years old. Like, to me, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, how you should be acting that way in a public bathroom where everybody works. It's not we all share this bathroom over here. So to me, I think it's just fucking disgusting that people don't do shit like that. No pun intended.
I'm sorry. I agree with all of that. That's crazy. I just got shocked at Pressmaster's statement. I just wrapped up Bums in the Bleachers. Can you guys start over? That
No.
show started at 6:30. I just checked. They went for 3 hours and 9 minutes. I'm impressed. I mean, between now we're going long and the Bums in the Bleachers, the Bums YouTube page is giving you 6 hours of content today. It's crazy. Congrats,
That's
Press.
good. That's all I have.
All right. Joe, before you go, I have one more gripe I want to throw in here into the hopper.
Ooh.
And
Handle yourself,
We're
brother.
cooking, baby. We're
Let's
do it.
cooking now.
Let's do it.
because I actually wanted to bring this up last week when I was in San Diego, but I forgot to. And this isn't a gripe against the kids. It's against the parents who don't teach their kids proper pool etiquette at a hotel. And what I mean by that is if and me and my wife, we're standing at our little area of the pool, against the side. Tell your kid, do not jump in the pool next to me. I don't
No
need
splash zone. I get that. Yeah.
You don't cannonball next to me. You don't have to swim paddle hard right in front of me. Have some respect for the surroundings and other people. Like
Boundaries.
yes, like I think a lot of people, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not blaming the kid. I think a lot of parents need to like just explain when you're in a community pool, there's splash zones and then there's chill zones. And if I'm in a chill zone, please don't cannonball repeatedly right next to me.
Wait, so that they happened to you?
Yeah, it was at the
And then the parents
hotel.
didn't say like they didn't apologize at all?
No.
Okay. Yeah, that does suck.
That's terrible.
Yeah. There was one parent when the kid was swimming in front of us, like splashing and everything. The parent was like, hey, come over here, like don't do that. But
Yeah.
No.
Can you not do adults only resort? Maybe. Hey, if you want to have fun, maybe try the Superist, Jason.
No, this was at the Wyndham. So it wasn't. No, it's not like we were going to like Mexico and all inclusive.
it's
adults.
different
So
there.
Yeah, it's just a regular outdoor hotel pool, and it was nice. But yeah, I just said parents need to teach the kids some nice, just basic pool rules when you have a big community pool. Great.
All right,
right,
Joey. I'm excited for Joey because I said it on Twitter. He's just not mad often, so I don't know what his gripes are gonna be.
I had to think long and hard about that question, Peter. When you told me when I got the rundown what we're going to talk about tonight. What can actually make me angry? I got one.
One.
I get angry with good food. I get angry with good food. You know why? Because I will continuously eat good food until the point that I know that it's probably going to do me more harm later than now. And it's one of those things. It's a good thing and a bad thing, right? When somebody, like, we got awesome chefs here here under the Bum's umbrella, right? HBIC, I give you your flowers, Dougie Freshness, of course, Pedro, me and you, we've had our days. Johnny can cook too. Okay.
Ultimate hot dogs. People forget.
Tell me about it. When I really am enjoying food,
Okay.
I can really, really get angry at myself for eating too much of this good food, knowing that I'm going to pay for it tomorrow.
Stomachache?
I'm not sure this is a gripe. Jason, what?
My cholesterol goes through the roof.
I think we need to get Joey a like a 101 course on how to be angry.
Nah, all right.
Damn you, Dougie, your delicious pulled pork.
Exactly. Now that was my soft open. Okay. All right.
Soft open. Hit us with another one.
Let me get to the bullshit right now. Hold on. So here we go. Johnny, me and you copied off of each other's homework. So I'll just say I'll go in another direction. When you were talking about the slow drivers, the one thing that it not only is it super dangerous to do, but it's distracted driving. There's so many people and so many stoplights that we deal with here in residential neighborhoods that they're not paying attention and they'll roll through a stop sign because they're texting.
Yeah.
Or you're sitting at a red light and they're in front of you. The light's been green for like 5 seconds and you have no other choice but to honk the horn.
Yeah, I hate
stuff
that.
like that. It's like, we got places to go. People are going to run late for work. Some people might even lose their job if they're a minute late. And you don't realize that through your actions of texting while driving or Instagramming or whatever, tweeting, whatever it is, that stuff can wait until you get to your destination, in all honesty. So that grinds my gears. Let's all get where we need to get as quickly and as efficiently as possible. And please, please drive safe.
Yes.
The other one that I had, Johnny, that was very similar to yours was about restroom etiquette. I cannot stand going into either a work-related community restroom, or I already talked about in our Tennessee trip a few weeks back, stopping at some of these gas stations. Guys, I even saw it at the rate when I had to go and use a stall at the rate. Why are guys pissing on toilet seats?
You have a couple too many drinks. You get a little cross-eyed.
Well, grab some toilet paper if you don't want to touch the seat. Grab a couple 2-3 squares of toilet paper and lift it. Why are you pissing on toilet seats? If somebody got to use the number 2, or God forbid, somebody who is in a wheelchair or handicap accessible has to use that stall, have some etiquette. Come on. What's that all about? That grinds my gears.
That's a good one, Joey.
These toilet stalls look like those fucking Desperado one. Remember that scene where there's fucking shit all over the fucking place?
Something else that grinds my gears. The sport of boxing. Danny Reyes, shout out our guy, Siempre Reyes. Me and him were talking a little bit on Saturday. Sport of boxing. We just reminisce about all the fighters and awesome big time main events that we grew up with for our first 20, 30 years of our lifetimes. And it's just sad and gone. And it's a lost art. And I think MMA, and we talked about that too, is getting there. Like the big fight feels literally over.
Doesn't exist.
And it's a lost art. And it's so sad, because future generations are not going to be able to experience that, I think, ever. I mean, what was your guys' favorite boxing fight growing up, for example? Go around the room. I got you so excited to see a boxing fight. Which one?
Gotti versus Ward, Morales versus Barrera.
Yeah, Barrera
Trinidad versus De La Hoya. I mean,
that one is mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just a lost art, and it's sad, and it really upsets me about the sport of boxing. Just wish that promoters would either engage in more training schools, and maybe they can be more, involved in that to maybe get more folks back into boxing and want to be a boxer. Whatever the case may be, it's just sad.
What's crazy is that De La Hoya was a boxer, and he's fucking, like, to me, I think he's a bad promoter. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, last one, Joey. Finish strong.
All right, my last one here. Getting old.
Yes.
Getting old is upsetting me.
Mm.
My knees are making popping noises, and I don't know if that pop is good or bad. Anytime I'm getting up now, from we're doing proper etiquette, right, Peter, at the game on Saturday, getting up and down, letting folks go slide through, as you should. And I'm like, I'm afraid. Hold on, give me a minute on this one. And it's just getting old, man. This cholesterol's trying to kill me. These knees now, this spinal stuff, man. Getting old sucks. Pisses me off.
You ain't wrong, Joe. All right. That's some grinding some gears. It's good stuff. I think we have to get some stuff off our chest, boys.
We got to do that. I think we did something very similar. I think it was like 2-3 years ago. It's been a long time. It might have to be like not like a monthly thing, but maybe like every 3 months or so. It's good to get this anger out.
It
So
is.
that's like a therapy session.
It's very
for us now, right?
therapeutic. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You guys ready to bump some people?
Yeah, it's about that time.
Let's go.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
You call me a bum? My man, I take that with pride, with honor, that I'm a bum. I'm the king of the bums, baby.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum. A bum.
All right, let's get to our listener bums and MVBs. First up is our boy Dan Reyes, my MVB TA7. Glad he opened up on his mind state. Yes, I can't read right now. His bum of the week, the rest of the AL Central.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yep. Cindy Brown, MVBs to Ozzie Guillen and the entire White Sox organization for a great ceremony last Saturday and for sticking it to Fox starting the game at 6:30 p.m. The entire Section 108 with great vibes last Saturday. I wish I could have been there.
Saturday was a good one.
Yep.
Bum
Bum of the week, the long lines for the jersey giveaway.
That was to be expected.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Prez, MVBs. Aloha, Mr. Hand, for the free ticket to yesterday's Sox game. The birthday girl, Missy Carroll, for letting me use her portable charger when my battery was low. And everyone from the 108 who gave me just the right amount of shit for wearing a Bums and Bleachers shirt to the game, which is also available at shysportsbums.bigcartel.com.
You know what? I got another thing as well too that also happened. I was wearing a Peter, you'll know this. I was wearing a Holland jersey, a soccer Holland jersey. Everybody in that section said I looked like a New York Mets fan when I was wearing that. And I did not. It just kept on going the whole game, and I thought it was funny. I was going along with it, but they thought that I was a Mets fan.
I appreciate Prez, threatening his life, pushing some merch. Attaboy, Prez.
Yeah. JT MVP, the White Sox. Bum of the week, Bears injuries.
Yeah.
That's big old bum.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Bartlett, bum. Jay Mariotti, because fuck that guy.
Oof.
I usually
Cajun. I second this. Fuck that guy.
I usually don't add the comments to the bum of the week, but I liked Uncle Baby Cajuns.
Yep. Gerald Selvin, MVP. Ozzie Guillen, bum of the week. Jay Mariotti.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There's a lot of them.
Oakland Tech MVP. My son pump because it was working overtime once again.
They're getting a workout.
Yeah, it was. His bum. Jay Mariotti is my nominee, my first forever bum because no one is a bigger jagoff. Arjun, bum of the week. Jay Mariotti for bum of the year, to be honest.
Wow.
His MVP, Ozzie Guillen. Thanks for the memories. The White Sox for honoring Ozzie and for the Pope Hat giveaway. King ass, bum of the week. Rain. No. Grass needs it.
No, grass don't need it no more, man. You're not.
There's been a lot of
anybody.
rain.
It's fucking August and it doesn't stop raining. Grass don't need it.
MVP, when there isn't rain.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And finally, Old Man Jack, MVP, the bumper crop of corn this year in Northwest Illinois. It's crazy bountiful. If you see a roadside stand selling sweet corn, buy it. Okay, wise words from Mailman Jack.
Okay.
And his bum of the week, the school year getting ready to start. I'm selfish. I like my wonderful wife at home in the summer. Very nice.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to start it off because everyone had Jay Mariotti as their bum. And of course, he is my bum. He put this motherfucker a lot of fuck that guy, because yes, fuck Mariotti. It's a reason why you don't work for the Sun Times anymore and you're fucking irrelevant in Chicago media. But he still decides that he wants to try to chirp. He hates the Sox, he hates Kenny, he hates everyone in that organization. And he put this column out, and that tagline says, Chicago needs a serious brain check. Why retire Ozzie Guillen's jersey? As in, the entirety of Chicago is part of this, and we all need a brain check on this. So that's figuring out the Sox, but the entire city. So one, fuck you for that. His caption says he created nothing but chaos in 8 seasons as a manager, and if he won one World Series, he only embarrassed the Sox, the owner, and a city that needs more than one title in 100 some years. Once again, no one's probably a bigger piece of shit in legacy Chicago media than Jay Mariotti. I did click the link and I read like the first 2 paragraphs and I stopped it because it's basically nothing but an Ozzie hit piece. He just brings up every Ozzie transgression, whether it's, time as a player, his feud with Kenny Williams, his stuff with the Marlins and the comments about Fidel Castro, his anger with the Cubs and the choking and everything. It's a one giant hit piece from this piece of shit. And he's going to probably be a number 1 seed in my bracket for Bum of the Year tournament, because everybody loved Ozzie. Whether you loved him or hate him, I don't think anyone could disagree that he deserved to have his number retired. And he deserved his roses. Not a fucking hit piece on the day he gets enshrined in the facade, the siding, the wall, whatever you want to call it. So Jay Mariotti can fuck off. Go back to being irrelevant on Substack that probably, you had to bot to get people to read, because nobody's reading your shit anymore. No media in Chicago is hiring your fucking lame ass.
I've got something to say on that, but Johnny, you go first.
Just real quick, does this guy look caked up, like powdered up, and the guy doesn't even look like himself at all?
Filters.
Bunch of powder over here.
Who knows? This is what not necessarily my problem with Jay Mariotti. Although this is my problem with Jay Mariotti, but it is a lot of the old man media types, and it's a lot of the guys that don't work for newspapers anymore and now have to go on their own. This is not a column. Unless you're working for a newspaper and you have a column, you got a blog, dude. You're no different than us or anybody else. Like, you can't say this is my column, click the link, and it's a goddamn Substack. Get out of here, you fucking loser. Like, if we open a website tomorrow, Jason, my fucking blog on the top 10 modelos I've ever had is just the same as your hit piece column, Jay Mariotti. You got a fucking blog, you bum.
Yeah. So I hope no one gave him the time of day reading that. I unfortunately wasted about a good 30 seconds of it. But yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Agreed.
And then my MVP is to our friend, me and Peter are co-signing this one. Friend Dalton came over yesterday and he shared some of his very, very nice fancy bourbons, his highly allocated bourbons, some Cheesy Gold Foils, some Heaven Hill. What was it? The Deaksville, yeah. And there's a couple other banger bottles that we didn't get a chance to try before. So shout out to Dalton and Janice as well for coming and hanging out, doing a video. We're gonna have a review, the 3 of us, on the Gold Foil dropping this week. So check that out. So thank you to Dalton MVB for sharing your delicious bourbon and making us drink more of it after we said we didn't want any more.
Generosity. So I'll echo that, and I'll go Jason, because my MVP was going to be Dalton, but it was also going to be you and Sarah, because you open up your home to be able to drink some whiskey. It was a fantastic Sunday fun day. But my first MVP, while it is you and Dalton and us drinking the whiskey, my bum of the week is also my good friend Jason, because it was August 9th, and I walk into your lovely home with a bag full of whiskey and my world famous ceviche and shrimp cocktail. So I turned the corner before I even think about taking my shoes off. Boom! What the fuck? Sarah saw me react to this, and I know your house. I know that you're getting ready for Halloween. I didn't think you were getting ready for Halloween on August 9th. So I turned the corner because the door opened and I was carrying things. It's like, if I would have just walked in directly, I would have seen it. But it was the fact that I turned to see it. And I'm like, what the fuck? and Sarah was like, yeah, he's getting ready. I'm like, God damn it.
What the fuck? It's like 2 months away.
I'm like, God damn it, Jason.
Hear me
Jesus.
out. I buy my props from a spot, and they hand make their stuff. And if I wait too long, they won't be ready. They won't be shipped in time for Halloween. The longer you wait, then it becomes like a 6 to 8 week turnaround time. Right now, in July, it's like 3 to 4 weeks. So I have to get my stuff in like July-ish to get my stuff in time. If I wait till the end of the month, if I wait till September, it ain't coming for Halloween.
I never would have thought that I would have saw something like Tim the Toolman Taylor when it comes to holiday stuff, but you're it, buddy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, and I got one more
Supercharged.
MVB and one more bum. I'll start with the bum. I tweeted this out on Saturday. Great times on Saturday by all. I mean, the vibes were impeccable in Sox Park. But there was one person with a classic Cleveland Indians jersey. So it was, not only are you problematic on the back when you're wearing a Clevenger jersey, it was problematic on the front too. This tweet did numbers. You can find it on my thing. Bum of the week by far was the person sitting in section 108 with a Mike Clevenger jersey on. Crazy.
I wonder if someone had to tell her, search
Just
his name.
Crazy work.
Why don't you Google his name and then see if you still want to wear that?
Like, it was just like, I didn't ask. I wasn't gonna get into a conversation. The vibes were immaculate. We talked about it. The Ozzie thing. Everything was so good. The 108 was buzzing. Joey P, me and you were going toe to toe, mano a mano, round by round, with the cervezas. It was great. And then I'm sitting right in front of Mike Clevenger's jersey. I'm like, what the fuck is this, man? It's crazy. But so my final MVP is obviously everything like, you know, the Ozzie Saturday and stuff like that. Sox Machine celebrated their 20th anniversary as a blog and stuff like that. We had the tailgate out there in Lot E. It was a Lot E tailgate. Felt a little bit different, but it was a really fun time. We went out there, and then my Prison Dirt boys showed up. This was an unexpected surprise. Dante, Kadick, and T-Bob, the landscapers at Barstool Sports, showed up. And it was T-Bob's first time at a Sox game. He had a really good time. He really enjoyed it. I was like, hey, man, Barstool needs way more Sox fans. You got a shit ton of Cubs fans. You know, like, it's basically only White Sox Dave and Nicky Smokes out there. And he's like, you know what? Like, he's like, I like the tailgates. I like the vibes. It was a good time. So, yeah, shout out to Josh. It was a really good time in Lot E. Beers were had, cupcakes and food was had. So congrats to everyone at Sox Machine. It was a fun Saturday, top to bottom.
Are you starting a Sod faction?
It basically is
a dirt boy faction.
Tune in tomorrow, because Dante is dead set on live streaming the first time they mow the grass. And I said, if you're gonna go mow that grass tomorrow, I gotta be there, because like, you're gonna fuck it up. So I think I'll be at HQ tomorrow, because they're gonna mow the grass.
Supervisor.
Yep.
All right, Johnny, what do you got?
So I don't have any bums whatsoever, but I do have a couple of MVPs over here, because I definitely had a really good weekend this weekend. Spent time with my daughter on Friday. We went to a carnival, so it was good, like spending time with her, and she has no fear whatsoever when it comes to roller coasters or any of that stuff like that. I'm not a big roller coaster person, but she was doing all that stuff. So I was so happy to see her, you know, get on the rides, and she just had such a great time. My obviously my second MVP is she's in the comments, like, you know, we had a wonderful day on Sunday spending time with her, and you know, and I don't get really mushy with anything as far as like with her, because we have that type of relationship. We goof around, but you know, outside of Twitter world, you know, I love her and all that, and you know, she does so much for me, so I do want to put that out there as well too. So but one thing, Saturday was that golf charity event, her family's golf charity event. And again, I also want to thank the bums over here. We donated some bottles of bourbon and tequila. So that was obviously it's another big hit. We've been doing this for 3 years in a row. But one of the things that I love about that charity event and just the stories that they were saying and the amounts of things that they do to that put into this event and helping other people. It's not just helping donate money to cancer. It's like helping other people as well too. And her family is just literally they work very hard to help other people. And there was a lot of like teary-eyed people when some of these stories that one of her aunts was mentioning with the donations and where it goes, and it was just wonderful to see, and everybody was helping out. With that, like her family is like an MVP as well too, just because she like I said, they do so much into this as well, and I think it's a very great cause, and I'm always so glad to help and volunteer every single year for this wonderful event.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, Joey, you're going to take us home because you have probably the second biggest bum of the weekend outside of Jay Mariotti.
Yeah, I'll start with bum of the week first. I'm speaking for the masses. A lot of people that went to the White Sox game on Friday night, it really, really rolled over to Saturday, and I had to hear it from a lot of our friends all over Sox Park. Those that waited all game long on Friday for Ja Rule.
Oh, yeah.
And Ja Rule goes and cancels on the White Sox due to travel and inclement weather. Yeah, so travel and weather and all that's nonsense, whatever. The announcement obviously made towards the end of the game. It's like, come on, dude, do better than that. You knew whether or not you fly in the morning, you fly in early, midday. Obviously, you got to be there at least an hour or two before the game. Normally, when Sox have, anybody that's of famous realm, they're up in a suite during the game, and they'll be shown a time or two on the big screen, right, out in center. So I just think that, you disappointed a lot of people on Friday night, Ja Rule. You got to really make it up to them. I know fans for Friday night were being comped tickets to a future game, but is there a guarantee, Ja Rule, you're going to be there? I hope so. But still, it just sucks, especially sitting through that. And a lot of people that were telling me, some people that they were talking to that were so upset, they weren't even there for the game. They were there for the concert. So
I mean, that's crazy work. I got to be honest. It's crazy work going to a White Sox game to hope to see Ja Rule.
Yeah, but he has his fan base, and they travel. So that's why. Like, oh, let's go sightsee in Chicago and finally see him in concert after so many years.
They travel, he don't.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what sucks.
The thing that really like irks me about that whole thing was that like that game started and they knew that it wasn't happening, right? Because like obviously like you're gonna have him in and do a sound check and everything. Like you're not gonna have him come out and then just go cold on the without doing any kind of audio check, sound check, stage setup, whatever. He's in Brooklyn earlier in the day, and he's streaming whatever, Instagramming from Brooklyn. You're not gonna be like, hey, you're not here, like this probably ain't happening. And then to announce it the ninth inning because yes, they wanted people to stay there and keep spending money and on concessions and beer and everything. Because as you said, Joe, if there are people who are just there for Ja Rule, they're gonna probably be like, all right, fuck this, we're out of here. They're not gonna spend money at the park. Obviously the game sucked too, so they're trying to keep as many fans at that game as possible. So yeah, I think that's just a bad look on again, another bad look on the Sox with happened everything with Vanilla Ice, a couple of years ago, and now this. Like they just can't. I don't know what they can't figure about these concerts, but it's such a fucking bad look. And there was no rain in Brooklyn or like where it was like, oh, a plane can't take off. Jerry can't send the private jet at after 4:00 in the afternoon to get him there on time. Always on time. No, you're not.
I want to see rock concerts. I want them to change it up. Give me Sublime over here. Give me something over here. a little bit different. Let's change the scenery over here.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I think the White Sox, obviously, like we gave them a lot of credit for a lot of the stuff they've been doing this year and the giveaways and the concert. The Popak game will be there tomorrow. They got to start leaking things. Like, you got to kind of play dirty. And I know they did, like, put the blame on Ja Rule, but someone has to, like, leak it to Sox on 35th or the 108 or Sox Machine or us. We'll put it out there. Downey, just text us, hey, Ja Rule's not in the building. Can you imagine if we tweeted it out there, like, in the second inning, third inning, just to get people to know? Like, it's not going to look bad on the White Sox. It's going to put more of the onus on Ja Rule. So it's like, you got to play a little dirty when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Do you think that they knew well before?
They had to have known, right?
Yeah, I think they did.
They knew it when the game started. That when he wasn't in the building, no sound check, nothing. They knew. I put the tweet out there. Next year, book Mike Jones, because you know where you can reach him at.
That one, I saw that. I saw a lot of people doing the 50 memes, and those made me laugh because 50 was
281-330-8004. Mike Jones.
Nobody's traveling to a Mike Jones concert. Like, Mike Jones, like Brookfield Zoo is not going to host Mike Jones, let alone the White Sox.
All right, Joey, finish us up with your MVBs.
Yeah, a couple to mention. One, Sandy P, very, very happy. Thanks to a cool crew that helped her cut line on Saturday for the jersey. She used a little bit of her clout. So shout out to Tina. Shout out to our guy Edgar from the Bears crew. Our prima, Colleen, Brian Malone. Everybody just saw Sandy walking the long walk all the way down to the corner of to 35th and the Dan Ryan, and they stopped her. They're like, "No, girl, get up here." So shout out them MVB for Sandy. Made her very happy. She was able to get her Ozzie jersey.
Nice.
And then obviously everybody that we got to hang with, mi hermano up here, Peter. We had a great time, of course, as we usually do, and everybody that's so friendly that comes up and said what's up to us. Friendly, even in the case of people stopping me on the concourse, trying to get a little Sammy the Ant love to wear. So shout out to all those people too. I want to shout out yesterday. I had a great time with Ranger and Agnes. That's if you know, you know, with Ranger and Agnes at the National Museum of Mexican Art in Pilsen. They held their annual charity fundraiser called Copitas de Sol. And it's really great event where they showcase a bunch of Hispanic cuisine in the city of Chicago, little no-name spots, but that will eventually become big name. And also several tequilas that are up and coming that are just about to hit the Illinois market that were very delicious. I had to share with you guys about that post show. And some Sotol, some Raicilla, some other agave spirits that are starting to really make their mark in the spirits industry. So if you like mezcal, you can get into some of those. And that's pretty much it. Had a great weekend overall.
Nice. All right. That's our show. I want to thank everyone who stuck with us for this extended episode of the BumCast. Thanks everyone who liked, who subscribed, who super chatted us, and commented. We appreciate you all. The RSVPs are now open for Whiskey at Comiskey on August 22nd. So click that link, sign up, make sure you RSVP. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we will be at the game tomorrow, hanging out at Corks, pre and post with Circa and Sun Cruisers. So stop by, come say hi to people at Circa, and we're going to have a great time for the Sox game against the Reds tomorrow. So, yes, Peter.
I'm guaranteeing a win because the Sox cannot lose on Pope Day.
That's true. All right. That's our show. Everyone have a great week. We'll see you all. Bear down, baby. And go Sox.